Yeah, sup. Sorry, I'm late. Yeah, just getting things set up. I had a cut. I got my drink on. Not majorly. I've been going to the gym. You see that? Bop. Yeah. So yeah. I just had to sort out some things, bro. What's going on? Who's there? Who's there in the house, man? Who's there in the house? God bless Nordic Warrior. God bless you too, Nordic. It's a big night for Scottish boxing. And there was a lot of sons fighting. I watched my highlights. Drew Lyman, I only watched 5 seconds, so it was difficult to tell. Steve Collins Jr. looked rubbish, but we knew that. He lost to some random Alex Arthur Jr., the ginger light heavyweight son of Alex Arthur. He looked good in parts. I think he's a bit easy to hit. Yeah. Anyway, what up, man? Good. God bless you too. The days on stream I saw was black screen for like 20 minutes. I missed half the Hutchinson vs. Jeffers fight. And that was the only one I really wanted to watch as well. Yeah. And I can't believe, why wasn't that the preliminary to the main event? Right? Willie Hutchinson apparently looked good. And I've seen online, they said the same thing. A lot of people didn't get to see the fight. And apparently looked very impressive, Willie. I like Willie Hutchinson. I think he's based. I get that feeling that Willie Hutchinson is based, man. So yeah, that should be the preliminary. I don't know. Prince D. Mirko is joining live from his condo in Croatia. If you don't know who Mirko is, watch my Filip Ergovic video. Okay, find out who he is. But yeah, Mirko, is going to feature in some more videos. The live starts now. That's right, Big Mike. Ain't no live without no Big Mike. Where's the Maloney brothers? Owen Foster, hello. Oh, yes, brother. Great to see you. Triple B, the speed, the power, boom, the accuracy. They can't take it, yeah? They called Triple B names, and now he's gone home knowing Triple B is going to be king. Yes. So I don't know if we've got a fight now. Glacken vs. O'Doherty. I don't know nothing about it. It's a 12-rounder. We're in round 8. But I really thought that Willie Hutchinson vs. Jeffers fight would be the preliminary. So, Sonia Blade, the triple of Triple B's. Hey, what's up, man? You good? Triple B. Do you like my new profile picture? Hang on. It's someone beating up a locomotive. I can't see that well, bro. Railway Unboxing. Yeah, I like it. What's that? That's a famous cartoon locomotive. Yeah, Tommy the Tank Engine or something like that, bro. Lue. Yeah, what's up? Big up, Chubby. Sounding in resplendent form tonight. You know what? I went through a bad period, like for a week. I haven't been doing many videos, but I've rediscovered a bit of energy. You know, so hopefully I will feel better. But I have to be here for the funds. You got to remember, this channel is for the funds, by the fans, you know. Michael Maloney. Hey, yeah, Maloney. Ain't no party without Maloney party. So, hang on. So this is a good fight. Yeah, let me have a look. Let me sort out my phone. Yeah. So, yeah, I haven't got... Usually I like to put in the commentary in one ear because, like, sometimes they can give you information and sometimes you get, most of them are useless, but you can get information, you can get interviews from the corner and that kind of stuff. But so I don't know anything about these two guys, Maloney. What's going on, bro? I like the word resplendent. It's a resplendent word for sure. Yeah, I made the profile picture with an AI app. Yeah, you can do so much with AI. It's nuts. I told you, right? I seen a guy who works in the special effects industry, and I said, "Are you not worried about AI?" He goes, "No, I'm not." I'm like, "Really?" He goes, "Yeah, it's not good enough yet." I said, "Are you high, bro? I can do a picture of you now, having sex with a goat that looks realistic, and you're not worried about this?" No, because everyone's so deluded about robotics and AI. Oh, it won't affect my job. Yes, it will. Owen Foster. Before Filip Urgovic, the original Croatian Geiger Chad was Zelko Mavrovic. Granite chin shown against Lennox. Yeah, Zelko Mavrovic. Yeah. He was a weird story. He was a super fighter. He gave Lennox one of his toughest fights. I actually think Lennox said, Zelko Mavrovic was my toughest fight. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but he retired. He had some kind of health issue. It was rumored to be the AIDS, but apparently it wasn't. He just had some health issue. And then he came back age 50 and won a fight. But Mavrovic was a super fighter. Croatia seems to produce so many good athletes, man. You know, basketball, Tony Kukoc, you know. I think there are only about 3.5 million people in Croatia, but they seem to do very well. Serbia too. Where is Terry Marsh? We'll get him on. So you should. Yeah, I'm trying. Yeah, I need to speak to him. Yeah, it's getting scary. Well, the problem is we won't know what's real and what's not. You know, you'll have tools that can say this is probably AI, but soon it will be so good they won't be able to tell. I streamcast showing this. Mavrovic lost about 5 stone health issue. Yeah, but he came back. I think it was about, I don't know, weirdly, something like 5, 6, 7 years ago, age 50 and won a fight. My boy in the house, what are you saying, my mans? Make sure you check out my boy's channel. Without further ado, Retro. Check out his channel. He's got a good channel about retro games. I love retro games because there was more purity then. Now they're heavily produced. There's a lot of agenda. Right back in the day, you could get an individual. I mean, this is real back in the day. I'm talking about the 80s, bro. Yeah? You could get an individual who could code an entire game. Like Matthew Jet Set Smith. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Ah, thank you so much. Thank you just for giving us Saturday night. Thank you, Sonia Blade wins. Fatality. Yeah, £2. Thank you so much. Remember, you can super shekel, super sticker shekel, Bitcoin, Litecoin, buy me a coffee. But yeah, everything is you know, I got much respect for me funds, best funds, including Ricky Hatton. I don't want to be disrespectful, but it's weird, isn't it? They haven't released any cause of death, for Ricky Hatton. And Paul Speak, his manager, said, oh, I don't think he meant to do it, which implies, you know, he ended himself. But I'm not convinced by that. We need a coroner. We need, and people say, oh, let him rest. No. People loved Ricky. People are invested in Ricky. They need to know what happened. Lee Taylor, what are you saying, brother? Just Google it. Metaphorically became, don't ask Dad, ask Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, my boy's heavy, but he knows. He knows. Are there any Scottish heavyweight boxers? Do anyone know is Jay McFarlane? Railway, are you serious? You've never heard of the legend that is Gary Cornish, who outboxed Gay Jay for 60 seconds until he got caught. You tell me you don't know about fucking Gary Cornish, the legend, the Highlander? He got done in around by Gay Jay ultimately, but he was quite a decent boxer. But yeah, there isn't a lot. There's another guy that Jay McFarlane fought for the Scottish title. What's his name now? He's a rugby player. And Jay McFarlane is had a rough life. You know, he was brought up like his parents got nicked in Jamaica for trying to smuggle some Yale, and him and his sibling had to spend a lot of time in a Jamaican orphanage. Can you imagine that? He would have been the only white kids there. But I like Jay McFarlane. He's a tough guy. He doesn't take it seriously, boxing. He's made cruiserweight before, but who was the guy he fought for the Scottish heavyweight title? The first Scottish heavyweight title fight in about like 50 years, man. And the funds respect you too, bro. Oh, thank you, bro. I mean, it's all about the funds, ultimately. Yeah, what you know about that, homeboy? Yeah, Ricky Hatton's funeral, his official funeral is October the 10th. That's right. But we still haven't had an official cause of a passing. And I've done a video on it. There are 3 potential causes. the Paul Speak guy, the manager going, oh, he didn't mean to do it. Well, what does that mean? Was it an over? I mean, I don't want to. I've done the speculation. People say, oh, you shouldn't speculate. What the fuck? What do people do their entire lives, right? They take the evidence and they speculate about what happened, what might have happened. I mean, it's just BS, bro. I don't know. I don't know what the truth is. I hope Hatton didn't offer himself. Yeah. It will give his fans peace. That's right. To know what happened to him. He was the people's champion in England. There's rarely been a fighter so loved as Ricky. And you remember Mark Massow, a pro boxing trainer who came on a couple of weeks ago, and we're going to have him again because he was a great guest and he's much. He really knows his boxing. You know, he owns a gym. He's a pro trainer. He said, "I've never heard anyone say a bad word about Hatton that who's met him." And that's fair enough. Yeah, I took the mickey out of him a bit, but you know, it's light-hearted, and you know, I didn't agree with everything that he did. I didn't agree with no gimp mask. But you know, Ricky was genuinely loved, and a lot of people say what really hurt him was when his family fell apart. And this people can say, oh, you shouldn't talk about this Triple B. No. Ray Atton, his dad and his mum, ripped him off and ripped off his fans, and they didn't speak for like 8 years. Can you imagine how much that affects you when you're a tight family? Your own dad will rip you off, man. Yeah, and that made a lot of difference. Also, a lot of people are saying, like, this is from last week. I never finished this. Vodka and cranberry. So I haven't even watched the fight. I'm not going to comment on the fight until the main event, right? Because like we missed the Willie Hutchinson fight. Hutchinson looked good. He hammered Jefferson in 8 rounds, I believe. 7 rounds. But yeah, I mean, Hatton was very loved, and this is a guy that never fought on you know, mainstream TV. He fought on channels, and still he was massive. Brett May got out of fighting shadow boxer. What are you talking about, bro? What are you talking about, girl? Oh yeah, Gary Cornish. I completely forgot. Who's the guy he beat? Oh, you know what? I always need to check my data. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get another one of my devices, and I'm going to find out the name of the Scottish guy. He's an ex-rugby guy, and Jay McFarlane slated him, right, for being posh. And he hang on, come on, you bitch. Yeah. So what's the other guy? They actually fought for the Scottish heavyweight title. Like most Scottish guys, most of the good fighters were like lightweights, weren't they? Jim Watt, Ken Buchanan, you know, what's his name? Ricky Burns, great fighter. He went 12 rounds with Crawford. Remember that, man. Remember that. Michael Maloney, Gary Cornish is working as a sparking. Well, good on Gary Cornish. He would have got paid well. He would have got paid well for the Gay J fight. And you know, I much prefer it when fighters, retire early. You know, there's no point taking a hammering, you know, unless you're gonna get well paid for it. So yeah, Gary Cornish, good on him. Well done, man. That fight was supposed to be tonight, I think. Oh, yeah. Oh, Brett May, I don't know. That was a fantastic live beat. Straight up. What the Mark Masso? Yeah. He's going to be on again. Mark Masso knows his business. I don't think I've had many good guests, but he really knows his boxing. And he's done everything from journalism to pro trainer to owning the gym. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, his boxing knowledge is super. Ricky was treated badly by women too. Yeah. So that woman he married, and they used to lie. Oh, we were in the same year, but actually she was 2 years older than him. I'm not having to go. I don't know enough, but she did that. She loved the limelight. She did that dramatic thing. But I don't know what went on, man. You know, he had a couple of kids by her, so I'm not going to disrespect her. I'd hope that Claire Sweeney, you know, the Coronation Street girl, and him would make a good couple because they both went through the mill with the tabloids, you know. Funny thing about Hatton is, although I've never seen him as the greatest fight from Britain, he had an insane amount of fans everywhere. The funds added special atmosphere. Yeah. And it was a lot of it was because of Ricky's character. He was down to earth. He was like a normal lad, but he had a super talent. I think he underachieved because, you know, of his abuse of yayo and drink, and you know, but you know, he's allowed a life. It's a shame. You know, I still wake up now and I'm like, I can't believe Ricky's gone. You know, whatever. I used to take the mick out of him, but yeah, that genuinely, I was like, no, come on, man. No, come on, man. Not Hatton. Come on, bro. No, not Ricky Hatton. Come on. Yeah. When Ricky was found, the police immediately said no suspicious circumstance. This is interesting. They normally only do that for 2 reasons. Yeah, sadly, RIP to him. Yeah, and I say that in my video. He usually does mean the end himself, but we don't know. They haven't announced it. It's suspicious. Footnose is here. Footnose says, big up to being a fan. Big up to you, bro. Lay Taylor in the house. I mean, we were watching 80 Show, the young ones. And there's a line, Rick says, some left-wing loony will come up with something. They always tell those who wish to learn. Rick Mail he passed in suspicious circumstances. There's a famous video. You can find it online. I think even on YouTube. And he says, you know, I can't remember. I'm paraphrasing here. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he said something like, you know, he was warning them about how they were being brainwashed by TV and stuff like that. And he died in quite mysterious circumstances. So, yeah, sup, Fook. Fook's good, bro. Hutchinson boxed already. Yeah. I mean, why? You're talking about a world-class light heavyweight. Now, Scottish fighters generally are lightweight. And you've got a world-class light heavyweight, Hutchinson, who's based. I'm pretty sure he's based. And why is he not the prelim to the main event? It's crazy, man. And DAZN, yeah, apparently, as someone said on the stream, and I've seen it online, they cut it. They didn't see half the fight, and so I'm disappointed with that. But Hutchinson won impressively, apparently. Impressively. I like Hutchinson. I would say the likes of Lennox Lewis and Joe Kazag are better fighters than Hatton, but their fan base is never as big as Hatton. Yeah, probably, possibly. But Hatton, I think, underachieved because of his lifestyle. You know, he was very exciting. People and people talk about his body punching, which is super, but people forget his footwork, the way he just moved around people. Mark Masso said on the live the other day, he was like going, I remember as an amateur, and everyone was talking about him. And Anthony Farnell was saying actually he probably would have been an amazing amateur, but he got ripped off, I think, in the Junior Olympics and then turned pro at 18. But you know, Ricky's footwork is punch variety. Do you know what he's really good at? He throw a few light shots and then hit you with a big shot. You know, not every shot has to be big. He wasn't like a Nigel Benn puncher, but he could still punch. You know, you know, it's such a shame. That's all I got to say, man. Ricky Hatton funeral is going to be similar to what they did with Ozzy Osbourne. Yeah, they're going to make a big thing of it, and it's okay. I'm kind of, you know, I think for a guy, Ozzy Osbourne's a satanist and a wrong, and I'm sorry if you liked him, he's a wrong, but Ricky had real love. Oh, it was a bare knuckle to scheduled for tonight. Oh, was it bare knuckle tonight? Was it BKFC or BKB? There's only 2 like big promotions, right? FC, I was looking forward to the Hutchinson fight. Surely it should have been commenting exactly what I'm saying. You got a world-class Scottish light heavyweight. They don't come around often. Who's exciting, who's got charisma, who's got punching power and violence. And they didn't show him? Like, what? Who are these guys on now? Why did they not show Hutchinson as the co-main? Apparently, DeGale got 70K for last week's shambles. Yeah. You know, he didn't like it, and you knew it. You could watch. He just threw a wild shot and then grab. The other guy was dirty. What's his name? Matty Floyd. But Matty Floyd shouldn't have skills near what an ex-world champion should have. But, you know, if he hadn't had those points deducted, he would have won that. De Gale did not like it. He got dropped twice, in my opinion. They were not counted. And he said, I'm not doing this again. I'm not doing this again. Well, only 70K. 70K. A lot of pro boxers, the problem is with bet, they go into bare knuckle. A lot of them get beat. I mean, there's guys doing well. Lucas Brown, Dex Spellman, right? Tyler Goodjohn, right? He's fighting Malik Nagy and he's going to destroy him. The worst style for bare knuckle boxing is Paulie Malik Nagy's style. He's just going to get beaten up, roughed up. You can hold and hit. And I think, you know, it's so weird to see Frankie Gavin and Dickinson and what's the other guy's name? Jamie Cox get battered by essentially street fighters. But that's the difference. Bare knuckle is about toughness and violence. And you've got only 5 2-minute rounds in BKFC, man. Owen Foster. The fight I would say is most similar to Hatton right now is Nick Ball. Not as big puncher and more technical, in my opinion. No. I would disagree with you, Owen. I will disagree with you. I don't think Nick Ball's technical abilities are that good. He's just throws a lot of punches with a reasonable degree of power, but his power is overrated. He's only had half of his wins by stoppage. Ricky was a superb technician. People underestimate how good he was and how good his footwork was and how good his punch variety was. No. I will disagree with you there, bro. And it's okay to disagree. Thoughts on Dave Allen and the condition he's in? He's 18 stone, a bit down from 21. I mean, he looks in super condition. When he was on the other week on the show, I was like, damn, he looks slim. Will it make a difference? The odds have not changed. They're still evens. I'm still going for Makhmudov. I don't think that Dave Allen can resist the fight. You know? Yes, well done. He's super fit. Well, he looks super fit, right? You know, you can never tell because sometimes people just lose a lot of weight, but he looks in great shape, which is good. It means we've got a good fight next week. And I'm doing it live. And there's only one commentator you want to listen to. You don't listen to no Adam Smith, do you? You got to listen to the Triple B commentating on the fight. So, yes, I'm looking forward to that fight. That is a great fight. And the fact that Allen's in good shape makes it even more interesting. I just got a feeling that Makhmudov, I mean, Allen, for Allen to win, he's going to have to be clever and use boxing skills. He has got boxing skills, but he's got to use it. I think at some point he's going to be dragged into a firefight, and that will be his undoing. Hatton is far more skilled than Ball. Thank you, Michael. And I agree. I mean, people don't realize how skilled Hatton was, you know? Just look at his footwork, you know? His footwork, as I said, his punch variety. Hatton, as I said, I don't want to repeat myself, he underachieved, but he's still a 2-weight world champion. And he still beat a lot of good fighters. It's just that, and he wasn't allowed to win. He wasn't allowed to win against Mayweather. He was giving Mayweather a lot of problems. If that fight was on neutral territory with a neutral ref, Hatton had a good chance of winning. Pacquiao, well, by that time his chin had gone, right? And the problem is, if you live a bad lifestyle and you're dropping in weight all the time, you see this with old fighters especially. You remember when Roy Jones dropped from a heavyweight to light heavyweight, he got ironed out by Tarver. You know, losing weight, especially when you're older, quickly, it makes you chinny. Oh, well, come on, man. I didn't even need to wave the juju stick. So in order. Oh, me and Cuss just watched American History. Yeah, Pepe's here, and he's going, hey, big up to Shane Mungos and Kirsty. What food you eating? We want to know what food you eating, man. Pepe's here, and he says, big up to Shane Bongos. Yes, brother, great to see you with American History X. American History X is a bit of a cop-out there, bro. It's got some good scenes, but it's a bit of a cop-out, ultimately. Apparently there was some alternative endings and stuff. There's a lot of dispute about what it was, but yeah, great to see you. Thank you so much for the 666. Right, let's get back to where we at. Oh, right. Oh, your mate Parsons did an interview to Gil. and the Aussie shit talking each other a few days before fight. Yeah. Charlie Parsons, you know, he follows me on Insta, and he said he was going to come on the show, but he started saying, "Oh yeah," and he started trying to what's it reel me in. Oh, I'll give you free tickets. You come to his show. I was like, come on, man. You know what you're doing. Anyway, he got all upset. So there was this thing on Instagram of him and Conor Bum and some cameras, and I said, and they had their arms around each other. I said, I just made a pretty harmless comment. I said, oh man, this looks like 5 minutes before some batty man's prawn video starts. And he got all upset. And I was like, come on, man, don't be upset. Grow a thicker skin. It's only a laugh. And he kept on going, sending me messages. I said, man, drop it. Stop stalking me. He goes, no. Oh, you're hilarious. You're a loser. He tried to call me. I said, I'm with family, man. I can't speak to you. Then he started to take the piss out of my family. I'm like, okay, bro, if you want it that way, you can have it that way. So I checked out his you know, I haven't released it, but he's done. I don't know. I feel sorry for Parsons because he's a mongoloid. He suffers from something called hypertelorism. I think that's the right way. You know when your eyes are too wide apart? People say I'm obsessed with people's eyes that are too close together, right? But let me have a look what it's called. Charlie Parsons' eyes, yeah, are too far apart. And it's kind of a form of retardation. And it's called hypertelorism or something. Let's have a look at it. It's not like an official disability, but you know, I mean, you know, apparently if you suffer from this, it means you're more likely to be a retard. Okay. Anyway, I can't be bothered, but whatever. His eyes are too far apart. Hypertelorism or something like that. So yeah, he started out, he gets really upset. He was obviously pissed. He tried to give me a call. I said, I ain't fucking answering you bitch. Come on the show or shut your mouth. Oh, you can't even answer. You're a coward. Blah, blah. I said, what are you calling me a coward? You're a pussy, old man. You've never had a fight in your life. You're 5'8". You're fat. You're a midget. Your mother looks like, you know, the kind of woman that goes to Gambia and comes back with 2 presents from Gambia. Yeah. Number one, a 21-year-old Gambian toy boy rinsing her up the batty. And number 2, the AIDS. Anyway, I let him off the hook because he's not worth bothering. Rick Melville products of Manchester University, like Monty Python, Mitchell and Webb. Yep, the comedy acts to move the Overton window of public discourse. Well, basically, they use popular comedians and stuff like that to push agendas. You know, Ben Elton. What's that guy called? What's that really ugly guy called? He used to do the a real ugly guy. Badil. I like the comic strip stuff, Rick. Aid Emerson, a few others. Yeah, well, I mean, it was okay, but they're pushing them. Hatton football was next level. Thank you, Michael. I always say this. Michael Maloney knows his boxing. When you look at, people who don't know boxing don't understand the subtleties of Hatton's fighting, style. The way he used to move around, the way he would bounce up and down. Another guy, I'd say Hatton and Frankie Gavin had the best footwork I've seen. But people think, oh, Hatton was a brawler. He was a come-forward fighter. Yeah, he was come-forward. People don't realize how well he moved on his toes all the time, man. Yeah, that's right, Owen. Hatton's foot speed was very fast. When he was young, he was said to be very fast on the football pitch. His friend said he struggled to keep up. I mean, he's a super athlete. My boy Tony Maloney. Both Maloney's. Sam Sterling must be devastated. GAY has closed down. I didn't know that, Tony. Why did you know that, bro? But I mean, he's more of a Royal Vauxhall Tavern guy, Sam Stroller. He likes the RVT. And they black out the windows and get up to sick stuff. Problem with Hatton has always been that he would come in head first often, leave his chin open, not move his head nearly enough, but fast on his feet. I thought he moved his head quite well. Fast on his feet, hands, very physically strong. A come-forward fight will always be more vulnerable to being hit. That's why they invent the stupid, the chin. He's such and such is a classic chinny puncher. Julian Jackson, Wayne Alexander, people like that. They don't realize they're not chinny. The reason is because they are come forward bangers. Nigel Benn is another one. Oh, is it chinny puncher? No. These guys wanted violence, and they come in. And if you come in, if you, who knows what Mayweather's chin's like, because he always protects it, and he doesn't take risks. But if you're coming in to bang the other man out, you're obviously going to be easier to hit. And that, I actually thought Hatton had some nice head work. If commentary was optional to listen, no one would listen. The problem is there's always a couple of things worth listening to the commentary. Not the commentary, because what is it? Adam Smith? Is he commentating? He's terrible. He doesn't know nothing about boxing. But they sometimes can interview people, and you need some sound, to hear the punches, to hear the corner. I want the stick, damn it. What, the juju stick? Where the fuck is a juju stick, man? I brought it out, man. I'm sure it's here. Oh, no, sorry. The juju stick took a bit of a beat. Here it is. We don't need to use it, though, because Shane's already here with Kirsty. What are you eating with Kirsty, man? Has she made you a sandwich? I hope Shane is eating a fine stew, lovingly prepared by Kirsty. Yeah, man, hopefully. I actually think Amir Khan would have caused Mayweather a lot of problems. I agree. And I said this. I actually think I agree, because he was very fast, Amir Khan. Very fast. And Mayweather's not a puncher. Certainly not at the higher weights. I totally agree. It would have been a good fight. We didn't get to see it, though, but there we go. Oh, yeah. Parsons called me a coward. I'm like, I said, I'll tell you what, you come down and spar me, and I'll whack you to pieces, and then you can call me a coward. This is a 5'8" fat midget who's never boxed. Calling me a coward, man. Prince D, yes, brother. Oh, great to see Prince D in the house. Mayweather put on poll who should fight next, Maidana or Khan. Khan beat Maidana, so people want to see Mayweather with Khan. Mayweather chose Maidana, says it all. Yeah, he was definitely, he knew that, because Khan's problem was his chin, but he was very fast, faster than Mayweather. So, Kay Bogle said, "Where's this Kirsty?" Oh, I'm looking at this picture of you. I can't zoom in on it, but you look pretty fly. I'm afraid not, love. He made his own sandwiches again. Oh, well, whatever, man. The Royal Vauxhall Tavern. Oh, thank you so much. Hello, darling. How are you? Thank you, Kirsty. It's great to see that you're having a good evening with my main man Shane. Yeah, who is has been so generous to the channel. So yeah, big up, man. I hope you guys are enjoying. I'm just waiting for the main fight. Nathaniel Collins is an interesting character, because he sounds really good. I saw in the boxing news and stuff. He comes across really well in interviews. He went for a major procedure. I don't know too much about it, but some bowel kind of procedure, because his bowel was messed up and he had to have a massive operation. So yeah, I wish him the best, man. I hope he does well. Thank you so much, man. Sonic Ray, Boxer and Shalom have done a TV deal with Tug and BBC. Did you know? But yeah, I did. I've done a video on it, girl. Come on, girl. Keep up with it. Turkey. Oh, yeah. Sorry. At that point, when I made the video, Turkey wasn't involved, but now he is. Yeah, I was a bit shocked. But Saudi, people think Saudi, people don't understand. Saudi is a vassal state. What's it a vassal state for? Another Middle Eastern country. Check it out. He did move his head, did Hatton. Yeah, he wasn't consistent enough. He often kept his hands under his chin. He got away with the lapses against feather-fisted Malignaggi, not against Pac-Man. The Pac-Man could really bang, plus all his PEDs and stuff. Hey, he's never felt a test. Yeah, shut up, man. Shut up, Otto, you pussy hole. Hatton, when you're an aggressive fighter, you will always be vulnerable to counter punches, But listen, man, if everyone boxed like Mayweather, no one would watch boxing, man. Actually, Hatton's win over Malignaggi aged well. See how Malignaggi went to become champ, challenge titles. Yeah, Malignaggi was tough. He was feather-fisted, but I think he had bad problems with his hands. Decent win for Hatton. Probably his best technical performance. What are Hatton's best wins? Jose Luis Castillo, Luis Colazzo, good fighter. Who's that guy, the awkward guy he banged out? I can't remember his name, from South America. Kostya Tszyu, obviously. The House of Saud's dominance over super fights today has shone light on the control of sports by the hidden hands. This is far bigger than oil money. It's in plain sight. Dynastic flexing. Yeah, my man knows, and he's real. Yeah, I completely agree. Hatton's outside the ring activities ruin his punch resistance. Unfortunately. I mean, it's a shame. But, you know, Hatton, the problem was this, right? When in his early career, right? When he's fighting regular, right? So he'd take a week off or 2 weeks off and go on the piss, and then he'd be back into training. But once he became world champion, you know, there were big breaks between the fights. So he'd have 6 months on the piss, and that kind of ruined him. But, you know, I'm not criticizing him because he had his life. I just think it's just such a shame. It's such a shame. As I said, even now to this day, I find it so weird that he's gone. And you know what? People say this is not the right thing to say, but his parents played a bad set of cards, ripping off their own son. Can you imagine that? Ripping off your own son. Can you imagine that? Like, you know. Hand's best knockout was against Castillo for sure. Yeah, the liver shot was savage. Yeah, Castillo was possible. Yeah, but imagine like a Mexican fighter, you know, who they're brought up on taking body shots, and Hatton dropped him horribly with a liver shot. Yeah, that was a super win. I remember staying up for that. And you know, let's see what's going on. Tail of the tape. Brown vs. Keane. I don't know who these guys are. They're 34 and 32. Why did they not show Willie Hutchinson later in the bill? If I was Willie, I'd be very annoyed, man. Plus the fact that DAZN blanked him out. Just say Jose Luis Castillo vs. Diego Corrales, one of the best fights in lightweight history. Yeah. Super fight. I mean, a genuine good fight. Yeah. Footnotes. Hans' dad was a wanker, judging on the documentary. I mean, how can you rip off your own son? And he would have done well out of him. And he ripped off I mean, I don't want to talk too much about it. And people would say, oh, it's a bit early. But his dad was a wrong one. I'm sorry. How can you rip off your own son? Kostya Tszyu was still at his best when boxing Hatton. Yeah. And Hatton he was so up for it, Hatton. And Billy Graham was another what do you call it, a victim of the whole, you know, Ray Hatton stuff. You see the documentary, I think it's on Sky, about Hatton, and he's so hurt, Billy Graham. It's such a shame. And he was so close to Ricky. But he said, I just don't think anyone could have beaten Hatton on that night. He was so determined, so fit, so relentless. You know, and Kostya Tszyu was a great fighter. Monsieur Barish, bonjour la famille. We want the Mozambique tracksuit top back. Yeah, I'll bring it up, man. Big up, Chibi. You are unique. I think it's you. Kisses from France, the Chibi community. My boys, thank you. It's great to see you. Hi to France and all the funds around the world. Yeah, Maloney goes, yeah, I don't know who these boxers on days or not. Nor do I. I don't repeat myself, but why put Willie Hutchinson on an early fight when no one's watching? It's almost like they've got. It makes me think: are they annoyed at Willie for some reason? Maybe Willie Hutchinson is too based. Maybe that's why. The referee that did the Hatton vs. Castillo was the same in the Hatton Mayweather fight. Blatant, but he was terrible. I mean, he did not let Hatton. Every time Hatton came in close, which is his game, and he'd made Mayweather stumble. He'd given him problems, and Hatton had the perfect kind of style, that busy, aggressive style to give Mayweather problems. And people go, oh yeah, Hatton was that class. No, he wasn't that class. I promise you, I swear down, if that fight was on neutral territory with a proper ref that was neutral, every time Hatton got close, he stop. He keep on telling Hatton off. You remember Hatton turned his arse around. He goes, you might as well just, you know. So his concentration was gone. He turned his arse around and goes, well, you might as well, you just shafted me. Yeah, it's disgraceful refereeing. Really terrible. That guy, that ref, I don't even know his name. I don't follow refs because they're bums. They're usually bitter ex-boxers. Ah, bonsoir. Bonjour, mon sœur. Ça va? Yeah. Billy Graham did it, said documentary sarcastic. He prefers animal over humans nowadays. He must have been very hurt from Hatton's, but yeah, of course he was. And, you know, he was very hurt. He left a very kind message, I think. And you watch that documentary, you could see the hurt in his eyes. Billy Graham was a genuine guy who gave a lot to Hatton. I believe, so a lot of people say that there was pressure on Hatton, Ricky Hatton, by his family to drop Billy Graham, saying he was getting paid too much. I mean, they tell her, Ricky left it all in the ring. Yeah, it's sad he couldn't live with himself. His conscience should have been clear. Unless he learned something he couldn't live with, being surrounded by vipers. I mean, yeah, who knows? And the thing is, it's like, you got to remember, Hatton's a sociable guy. And obviously he had problems with substances and depression. I mean, obviously, when you're abusing substances, yayo is one of the most evil drugs there is. You know, it has a bad effect on the mental state. I don't like to use mental health, but of course it's, you know, and then he's in that massive house on his own, you know. On that massive house on his own, how lonely it must be. He doesn't live with his kids, you know. He's a very sociable guy and a family-orientated guy, and then, you know, being ripped off by his own family. I mean, that's oh, Joe Cortez was the ref. Thank you, Michael. Yeah, he's a scumbag. Sad comment here, but apparently Graham put flowers up to their head and said, sorry I wasn't there for you, love Billy the Preacher. That's exactly what he said. But it's not Billy's fault, is it? Billy was mistreated and they got rid of him because I believe the story is, people can talk about it in the comments. I'm not saying 100% know it, but I believe the story is that Ray Hatton encouraged Ricky to get rid of Billy because he thought he was getting paid too much, man. Sonya Blade wins. Sonica Blade wins. Fatality. If I buy a pay-per-view, days on it, automatically takes $24.99 in banks for a month's subscription to follow my. Oh, I don't know, man. Because if something's really good, I will pay the pay-per-view. But Joseph Parker of his Fabio Wardley as a pay-per-view at $24.99 with a whack undercard is not that fine. Yayo changes the human brain. Yayo is one of those dangerous drugs. It's been so normalized. You remember, right? The drug that was really popular in the late 80s and 90s was ecstasy. And don't get me wrong, it had its bad effects, but it was not addictive. Well, yayo, okay, I know 10 people that have suicided. You understand me? 5 of them had a problem with yayo, and all of them, I believe, to my knowledge, were on medication. So think of that what you will. It's anecdotal, but yayo is very bad for depression. It's very addictive. I know people laugh about it. Oh, get the packet, do this, do that. And, you know, I've seen it, you know, destroy people. And it's a very dangerous drug. And it was always regarded as a dangerous drug. But then it started to get normalized in the late 90s. And people started to move from ecstasy to yayo. And that changed the whole partying experience forever. Also, it doesn't make a good man. Ecstasy, in them days, for a bit at the football, there was no fighting. You would make friends in the club. It brought people together. And I believe, call me a conspiracy theorist, but I believe that the powers that be wanted to replace ecstasy with yayo. And yayo is a control drug. They a lot of, you know, it's used in the industry to control people. They get them the best gear and they get them addicted. And then these guys can't get away from it. And they're hooked. And they keep on going back, doing more and more. Just don't do drugs in general. Don't get peer pressured. If you don't like it, don't do it again. That's the hook. I mean, to be honest, you know, alcohol is a very dangerous drug, you know. But to me, in terms of addiction, it goes brown, yayo, yeah, then cigarettes, and then alcohol. But, you you know, Yayo, be careful with that stuff, man. Parasites, bro, for real. I mean, yeah. I mean, I heard someone on my comment said that the people that, you remember Ricky Hatton was good friends with the Gallagher brothers, right? They both loved Man City. They both hung out together. They're both obviously massive celebrities for Manchester people, very proud to back their own. But it said that Hatton used to be a drinker and then he got into Yale due to being around the Gallagher brothers. I don't know. Drugs open door to demons, both imagined and real. Now, this is a very good point. A very good point. And alcohol can do it as well. It definitely opens your soul, your body up to being manipulated and damaged. Avoid drugs. Ultimately, yeah. I do know people that do a little bit now and then, and I can do it, but a lot of people get grabbed, hooked. I've seen people die on it too. I mean, it's terrible. I've seen people die. I've been damaged by it too, man. The 90s seem like wild times. Did you ever see Woodstock 99? No. The 90s, the early 90s, the 90s was quite a positive decade. The XC years were actually very positive. And XC was not addictive. Yeah, it could, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it didn't damage your brain. And it could certainly, because it would cause a rush of serotonin, right? And certainly you could get depressed off it. But in terms of behavior and addiction, XC was very different from Yale. You got fashionable again, still is, yeah. Fucking kids doing it 12, 13. It's like, yeah, like it's a zoo. I mean, weed is kind of dangerous because it makes you lazy. It can, when you're older, it's less likely to spark mental issues. But when you're young and your brain's developing, it can lead to schizophrenia. You know, I'm not here to give advice on drugs, but microdosing mushrooms is probably the best route if you're into that. It's like anything. It's about balance. What I like about Chibi is he knows his business, i.e. history. He's on point. He gives credit to Michael's second to none, who brought a breeze of fresh air, Julian Jackson. Should be a real historian. Thank you, bro. And Michael's second to none. I've been meaning to do a video on it for a bit. He was so badly stitched up. He did 20 years in prison for some fake drug deal. You know, he was treated terribly. He was one of my favorite fighters. Michael's second to none. Also, one of the best nicknames. Yeah, they normalize yayo. That's right. Women ain't good on yayo. Yeah, you get those yayo hoes, right? And they don't even have to buy it because they just sidle up to a man who's got the packet, and they'll sit there sniffing, and they'll go home and face down, ass up, just for some yayo. I would never encourage anyone to take drugs. Nope, nor would I. I wouldn't even encourage people to drink. It's just, crack is the worst. Pure devilment. Yeah. Crack is basically smokable cocaine. Okay, there's some guy's gone down. I don't know who it is. I'm not watching until the main fight. But some guy's being counted in the second round. Anyway. On reflection, the rave era was another part money laundering, part psychotrauma episode just in the late 60s, age of Aquarius style. Oh, some guys want my stoppage. Yeah, but I do believe that they didn't see the XC years coming. I believe the Yale years were manipulated and were part of a design. But and you remember they used to, because they went nuts, didn't they? With the Leia Betts thing, and she actually died, unfortunately, and it's terrible, but she died from drinking too much water. And then they were telling her how dangerous ecstasy was, and this, that, even though, there was 100 people in a year that died from doing ecstasy, and there's I don't know, man, way more from alcohol and cigarettes. Now, obviously, it's a bigger picture than that, because how many people do blah, blah, blah. I know that. But I don't think the ecstasy years were manufactured, whereas the years are. Sonia Blade. Shut up, Michael. Men are worse. Thinking they're rocky or something. None in prison, never heard of it. Oh, I'll tell you, man. Michael Nunn, it was terrible. It was a miscarriage of justice. This poor guy, you know, he fell on hard times. A lot of boxers do. Right? Let me see. Michael Nunn. Okay, let's see what we can get up. Michael Nunn. Michael's second to none. Okay. One of the best nicknames there is. Michael's second to none. So, you know, I think he won 2 world titles. He got knocked out by James Toney when he was leading on points. Okay. This is from Wikipedia, which is obviously whack, but on August 2002, at a hotel in Davenport, Iowa, Nunn was arrested for paying an undercover agent $200. Think about that. $200 for 1 kilogram of cocaine, which had a street value of 24 grand. He pleaded guilty on conspiracy to distribute cocaine. Now, I'm not being funny, right? If you're buying a kilo of yayo, everyone knows it ain't $200. Yes? Right? And he paid an undercover cop. So he's basically set up by the police so they can nick him. He got 292 months. What's that in years? I don't know, but that's a lot. What's 292 divided by 12? In federal prison. Yeah. Unbelievable. Apparently been involved in selling drugs, allegedly, but what? These weren't proved. He got stitched up. He accused the lawyers of lying and scheming against him when he was right. You guys haven't shown me nothing. Nunn said in a statement, Judge, where are your facts, Mr. Prosecutor? Exactly. Michael Nunn was stitched up because they love sending people to prison. Yeah, crack and heroin is avoided at all costs. Yeah, exactly. Julian Jackson, best puncher ever. Triple B thoughts. Certainly he's got to be up there. Some people say McClellan too. They fought each other, but Jackson was a bit dumb by that. The best puncher ever. I mean, like I said, you've got to go to heavy. I mean, the pound for pound thing is all very well, but you've got to go to heavyweights. Who's the biggest punching heavyweight ever? I don't know. It might be Zhang. You never know. But he doesn't have a lot of, you know, he doesn't have a lot of output. Mike Tyson, probably too small. Foreman, at the time, sure. Lennox Lewis, Vladimir Klitschko, who knows? It's difficult to say. I don't spend too much time thinking about it. Everyone who I know sniffs does it by themselves. No fancy nights out. Well, that's the worst thing. That's how it's become. People do it on their own. They start off by doing it socially, and then they'll start ordering it on their own. And I did the same. I'm like, what am I doing? But I still done it. Should be who said he's a favorite fighter currently in a favorite fight? Well, that's such a hard question because you can't always remember. At the moment, I mean, Usyk, obviously. I love J.O. Pataya for his violence. He's fighting. They just won't give him big fights, you know, and it annoys me. Of all time, I mean, I don't really have one, and also it changes, you know. I used to not like Rocky Marciano, because I thought he was a bit dirty, but now I realize how incredible he was. And he only started boxing at 23. So, my women are worse on Yale or crack. Simple. Ketamine's weird, yes. Ketamine's a very weird drug. I don't talk to women, you might be right. £200 for a box. I mean, imagine, they set up Michael Nunn, a policeman. They set him up. And they're trying to think it's serious that Michael Nunn is offering £200 for a kilo of yayo. I mean, disgusting. They just wanted to nick him. And they said, oh, yeah, he's been involved in drugs. But he wasn't nicked. Well, you can't. This is supposition. This is speculation. Michael Nunn, I've got to do a video on it, man. He was badly treated. Michael's second to none. I'd love to have him on the channel. Maybe I'll hit him up on Insta. Trouble with Psycho Naught advocacy. It throws the baby out of the bathroom. Once you introduce a synthetic ingredient, you can't remember it. That's why chemical choices are decided for us. Yeah, my man's deep, man. My man's deep. Okay. Oh, what? Oh, Tinto Brass Balls is announced. £10. Very generous. Thank you so much, bro. Big up, Chippy. Everyone in the chat. Everyone in this chat has been damn silent. Have you, Tinto? Have you been to Epstein Island? Yeah. What was it? The Epstein papers? Nothing's happening, obviously, because all the people in charge have obviously, been involved in it. Trump and all these guys, man. Nothing's going to happen. It's like Maxwell and Epstein got done for trafficking underage girls to who? So they got done for trafficking, but then who are you trafficking it to? How can that prove? The justice system in America is one of the most corrupt of all. They're no better than a banana republic. And also, I need to join the lizard. So yeah, let's have some chats. Let's think. Who wins Alan Makhmudov? Given what good shape Alan is in, do we think Alan's got a chance? I'm still going for Makhmudov. I put my bet down, and nothing's going to change. But the fact that Alan is in such good shape makes me think he's got a chance now. Whereas before, I thought he didn't have a chance. And we'll see what shape Makhmudov is in. I imagine he's always in good shape. I'm back. I'm coming back. Give me a second. Just training that lizard. Yeah, I'll be live for that fight. Obviously, Makhmudov is Dave Allen next week, and one that I'm really looking forward to. I can't remember what's on the undercard. Thank you so much for the tenner, Tinto Brass Balls. Everyone in the chat speed to Epstein. Yeah. Oh, biggest puncher, Shavers, yeah. That's right, further ado. £200 a box. Yeah, it's not even that cheap at the source. Yeah, $200 a box. Only two things I beg to differ with it should be. I think Benavidez top 5 pay-per-view. Sorry, pound for pound, not pay-per-view. But I know you agree with it now. I've seen him in the last fight. Sugar Ray Leonard, in my opinion, is pound for pound best. Benavidez definitely, after his last fight, went up in my estimation. I underrated him, so actually I've got no problem with that. Sugar Ray, no, I think he was slightly overrated. And he's well looked after. Let me tell you this though, right? I'm going, Sugar Ray Robinson, he's the best ever. I watched Robinson vs Basilio and a couple of other fights, and I was just looking, going, he's just not that good. Carl Froch would probably beat Sugar Ray Robinson. Now, I know you can't compare eras because, firstly, the weigh-ins are different now. They're not the same day. You can rehydrate like 20 pounds. Okay. Secondly, we got PEDs, we got supplements, we got modern training methods, we've got good nutrition. So I don't buy this comparing era, but I look at Sugar Ray Robinson and I was like, Carl Froch would beat you. Carl Froch would genuinely beat you. If you took Carl Froch and stuck him in against prime Carl Froch, stuck him in against prime Robinson, my money's on Froch. I know that sounds weird, but yeah, believe that. Go and look at him. People just go, it's the best ever. Some people go, Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler was the best fight ever. No, it wasn't. It was one-sided. Tommy took a beat down. The only thing that made it vaguely interesting, Tommy just had the wrong tactics. He slugged it out with Hagler. And the only thing that made it interesting was the big cut on Hagler's head. It's a very one-sided fight. Yeah. And there's loads of missed punches. If you watch it, there's loads of missed punches. Same thing with Sugar Ray Robinson. Oh, he's the best ever pound. No, just have a look at him. He's not that great. So Sugar Ray. Sonia's never been on an airplane. Where is that island? It was called Little St. James. Julian Jackson. Oh, I love Julian Jackson. I'm boxing McClellan, right, in spots in their first fight. Yeah, I was jabbing him at times. He was hurting in the second round. McClellan tougher and faster, but his guard or whatever. Julian was like past it at the time, but he was a ridiculous puncher. He KO'd Terry Norris flat out. You remember that? And Inchall bake. He made Inchall shake and bake. McClellan jumped out Jackson quick in the rematch, destroyed his liver. Yeah, I mean, he was gone. Do you know what I like about Julian Jackson? He's still got the same haircut now as he did back in the day. Unfortunately, his son, who is John Jackson? Not not John David Jackson. John Jackson, who Andy Lee knocked out, is a rapist and is doing like 20 years for raping an underage female. So, yeah, we've got to have Michael Nunn, but by the Triple B. Come on, Mongasso. Yeah, and Michael's second to none. Now, yeah, I imagine. You know what? I'm going to see. I'm trying to hit him up. After this, remind me to hit him up on Insta and try and get him on. Shavers hit like a truck in the 70s. What I read in his biography, women were his weakness. He's not the only one. He's not the only one. Lloyd Hunnigan. Makhmudov is the Russian bear. The Russian bear is a Saxon warrior. I can't wait. Yeah, Makhmudov is actually quite likable, but you know, he's a Nephilim, and he's also slightly retarded. He might be a bit too much of a step up for the lazy right. Yeah, but he looks in great shape. He looks in great shape. The Doncaster Delaware is still favourite to beat Makhmudov. No, he's not. He's not. It's evens. It's evens. You get evens on both, bro. I put £20 on Makhmudov when it got announced. I was very confident. Now I'm less confident because Alan looks in good shape, but I still go for Makhmudov. Ray Leonard was definitely good. Yeah, he was, but you know, he made his big wins. Well, Tommy Hearns, obviously that's a super win. He beat a lot of guys. Did he beat Wilfred Benitez? Duran? Well, he lost the first one. And the second one, Duran's head wasn't in there. Apparently he had to lose like 50 pounds in a month or something. Tommy Hearns definitely beat him the second time and he gave it a draw. Marvin Hagler, Leonard, that was very close. I had Leonard edging it actually, but many people had Hagler winning. Donny Lalonde, great fighter. He's commented on the channel on my Teddy Atlas video. He's a great guy. And he made, what's his name? Leonard made him sweat down to 168. He dropped Leonard. Sugar Ray Robinson basically brought, do you know what? Like, because like I said, I watched it this week and I'm like, hang on a minute. We came up and I was like, so where is this pound for pound boxer? I wouldn't say he was a pure brawler like Basilio, Lamotta, Gene Fulmer were more brawlers, but they all beat Robinson. But Robinson is, you know, people just repeat the same crap they get fed. It's just like they get programmed. They repeat the same crap they get fed over and over again. Over and over again. Tony, I saw a video of Adrian Broner the other day. He looked terrible, big grey beard, and was with that hideous crack hole looking. I don't take any pleasure from Broner, you know, destroying his own life, but he's acted like a piece of shit. So I can't, you know, he's been selfish, he's mistreated people, so I don't really give a shit about him. He's stupid as well. His IQ must be like 65. I agree. Focha Kazagi to KO Ray Robinson. I swear down. You watch him. But back in the day, Robinson 150 fights, not one per year. That's absolutely right. You can't compare the eras. There's so much different. The weigh-ins, the supplements, the PT training techniques are so much better. Like, people are very tough. I think people are tougher in like the 40s, 50s, 20s and all that. And they'd fight with a 6-ounce horsehair battered gloves. But skill-wise, technique-wise, the modern fighters are so superior. I was impressed to see how competitive it was against Hagler after 3 years out. Yeah. Well, see, that fight was much closer. I'd say Hearns beat Leonard in the rematch 100%. And it's a shame. I like Tommy the Hitman. Tommy the Hitman was a true fighter. You know. And he ironed out Roberto Duran. You know, it's a brutal knockout. You know, I know Duran's fighting above is Duran's one of the best fighters ever. If you tell me he's one of the cleverest fighters, yeah, and tough and vicious, the Roberto Duran beating Iran Barkley was one of the best fights. Go and watch that fight. Awesome. Hagler was slow when he fought Leonard. However, he was still game, always in shape and came to. Well, he's only 32. You got to remember, he was only 32. He was only 32. And, you know, Hagler, you know, he drew with Antua Fermo. That was a 15-rounder. People say Hagler should have won it, but Hagler was very tough, very strong. He could punch. His chin was exceptional. But, you know, and he's rightfully regarded as one of the best ever. He lost 3 early fights. I mean, Hagler was just, if every fight had a Hagler's attitude and discipline, you know, they would, they would make such a difference. I mean, that was Hagler's, and they always paint Hagler as he's a thug, he's a tough guy, he's moody. No, he's not. You watch him get the media love to build a narrative around people or around events and lie, and they make this narrative and it sticks. Hagler's actually really funny. You see him in some interviews, he's funny. And after he retired, he was just chilled out, bro. Yeah, rest in peace, Marvelous Marvin. He actually changed his name to Marvelous, which is cool. Thank you, Shane Bongos, 444. Thank you, brother. How's it going tonight? How's Kirsty? Thank you for you and Kirsty for the love. Anybody, you know what you could do. Super Check, Bitcoin, Litecoin, blah, blah. Buy me a coffee, blah, blah, blah. You can buy some merch. My boy Railway bought some merch, man. Have you got it yet? Like, Teespring are very, very unreliable. Have you seen the interview of Tyson Fury talking about how heavy he was, but it says all the weight is in his core? He has to strap it. It's like he's obsessed with Corey's, man. He's obsessed with Corey's. Yeah, he needs to go and he probably desperate to measure Philip Ergovich's Corey and find out if the Geiger Chad has a bigger Corey than Guido Vianello. Tony, thanks for putting me off me chow mine. Do you notice that? You know, because I'm always dissing, like, you know, they watch it, like the Fisher family. They know. I've heard the Fisher family mention my videos without mentioning the themes. He goes, yeah, someone did a video saying I could only make like British champion. I'd love to be British champion. You're probably not good enough, Fisher. And that fat pig has blocked me, the big John Fisher. Yeah. And he started to pronounce chow mein correctly. He used to call it chow mein, didn't he? But now he says chow mein. He watches it. He's probably watching now. You big fat piece of shit. I believe from a comment I saw, this may be incorrect, that Hagler said the hardest punch he ever fought was Tony Simpson. Simpson knocked out Alan Minter in 3 rounds. Is that the one that isn't actually recorded? There's one real good fight. I think it's Simpson Minter. I may be wrong. When they, Tony Simpson could really bang. I always thought he was a bit heavy at the weight. Like he always looked a bit chubby, didn't he? But Tony Simpson could really bang. He fought, unfortunately, came up against Hagler. But yeah, Hagler said he had a beautiful left hook, Tony. And he's one of those humble guys. He doesn't want the limelight, Tony Simpson. He's just a true fighter. And he went up to fight Frank Tate at light heavyweight and Dennis Andrews, but I think he got stopped. He was unlucky not to win the world championship to Sibo. Well, unlucky. I mean, it's not luck, right? It's. But if if he'd fought, I don't know, who else could be a middleweight? I don't know. If he'd fought, I can't even think. Antuofermo, Fermo, he'd have a chance, So Antuofermo is very tough, by the way, very, very tough. So I'm not dissing him, but Hagler. Any thoughts on Big John Fisher making an eating video with Eddie Hall and Brian Shaw? Has he made one? I haven't seen it, man. First, he's blocked me, although obviously I can still see it's shit. But I don't follow that big, disgusting pig. He makes me sick. He's a gluttonous animal, a huge gammon-faced pink hog, Minter vs. Sibo, I presume you mean Simpson, is available to watch on YouTube. Okay, it wasn't that one. It was another one. But, sorry. There was one fight featuring, was it Chris Finnegan or Kevin Finnegan and Sibo? I can't remember. But there's no known recording of it. K-Mac, what's up, brother? From Aussie. Hey, what up? Good morning from South Australia. Great to see you. What city are you from, bro? Or where are you living, man? Yeah, I've got so many Australian fans. I love them, man. They love their boxing. But it's not a big sport, is it, in Australia? And they always stitch you up for pay-per-views, which is a shame, man. I want to go to Australia, but it's far, isn't it, bro? But, great to see you, brother. What did he say he'll do for, I assume you mean Big John Fisher to block me. I just called him a fat piece of shit, probably. And to Firma cut very easy, was hard as nails, similar to Gatti in that sense. Yeah, he wasn't a big puncher. He had this great, strong, muscular body, and he was very tough, but he would cut. I think Matthew Hilton done him in 4 rounds. Matthew Hilton was another fighter I liked, who just drink and bad life too much. The whole Hilton family. There's a really good documentary on YouTube about the Hilton family. Do you know something weird? Do you want to know something weird? The Hilton family are originally from Scotland, Scottish Canadians, but guess what their religion is? Yeah, I think I answered that, bro. Emerson now pushing the narrative that Ozempic makes you Corey Crowd. Is that what they're pushing? Yeah, very suspicious. I know people on the Ozempic and that, and they're pushing. Okay, hang on, tell the tapes up. So I'm assuming Collins vs Lorente is up next. So I will comment on this fight. Are they really pushing that? I'm very suspicious, right, of why they're pushing these weight loss jabs so much, and you're injecting your body with a chemical. I'm very suspicious. I wouldn't go near it. I know somebody who's had very bad health issues from it, so I'd be very nervous. Go to the gym and eat less. It's very simple. It's like, you know, look at people from the 50s and the 20s. Go look at pictures of people from the 50s and 20s. There's no fat people, man. Why? Because they used to have more active lives and they used to eat less. And they didn't eat loads of sweets and stuff like that. Kane Mack in the house. Adelaide, bro. Everything pay-per-view in Australia, mate. Yeah, it's a shame, man. They've had so many good fighters, haven't they, Australia? Jeff the Hitman Hardy was one of my favorite. Obviously, Jeff Fennick. You know, Kostya Tszyu. Well, I mean, he was, you know, is he Australian? Well, he moved to Australia. But his son, Tim Tszyu, who, you know, he won the world title, so you got to give him that. But J.O. Pataya is the man. Terra Morna, I think, as well, is a great prospect. He's fighting out of Oz, right? From the Cook Islands. Pataya. I love the old school attitude. He's not interested in talking and stupid like videos. He just wants to fight, but they won't give him the opportunities because he's too good. So he's got to fight guys like Hussein Shinkara or whatever Shinkara he's fighting, who he'll blast to pieces, man. And the only fight for him as a cruiserweight is Gilberto Ramirez. There's no way De La Homo or Ramirez is going to take that fight. And if the truth is, if Optaya, and he's got family, right? And he probably likes living in Australia. But if he moved to the UK or to the US and got on the big shows, then everybody would be shouting for him. But it's a shame. He'll probably move up to heavyweight soon. And he's got a good chance there. He's got a good chance, yeah. Do you think Crawford will be made to fight Frankenfrieders? What, did he just put him out to passer? Yeah, I don't know, actually. See, they always want a big Mexican fighter. The thing is, Benavidez is not actually Mexican. His dad is Mexican. Well, he's part Mexican. His dad is Mexican, but his mother's from Ecuador. But obviously, they always push him as Mexican American. Well, no, he's Mexican Ecuadorian American. But Ecuador, you know, doesn't bring the pay-per-views in, so they push the Mexican aspect. But they always want a big Mexican fighter because here's Thomas Triber. He's not wearing his hat today, but. Yeah, I don't know what Crawford's going to do. He's 38 now, right? It would be a good fight. I would have Benavidez the favorite because of his work rate. I thought Canelo has always been overrated. He was flat-footed. He didn't seem to know how to cut off the ring. He's been a pro since 15. He's been fighting for 20 years as a pro, and he's had loads and loads of long fights. And I always thought he was overrated somewhat, but he brought the money. Good day, Kane. Yeah. Good day, Sonica. Yeah, it's great to see you. Okay, so here we go. So Lorente is he's from Spain. There's not, Spain hasn't got that many great fighters because it's not big. Spain's one of those countries where the big sport is football. A bit like Italy. Italy's had loads of decent fighters and good amateurs, but they look after their amateurs. So a lot of them don't even go pro. Who are the good Spanish fighters? Paulo Oscurun, the heavyweight. Alfredo Evangelista, heavyweight. Yeah. My memory is not good. Tell me, who are the good Spanish fighters? Yeah, main event time. The fight starts now. I don't class Canelo as an autocrat. Nor do I, Michael. I think he's overrated. I think he had decisions go his way that probably shouldn't. I think he's a decent fighter, but he was certainly looked after. And he sold so much. Of course you're going to look after, you know. When you're making hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars for people, for TV companies, for promoters, for live sites, then they're going to look after you, man. They're not going to give the decision to Erislandy Lara, are they? Will you jump on Primal Patrician? Interesting. Interesting name. Would you jump on a live with Porky Russ? We talked about it before, like a few years ago. He got the ump with me because I was upset that he didn't show up Caldwell, and he talked about it, and I made a video saying, yeah, but you got to do it live. You got to promise not to be on the brown and something else. I don't know. I was being stupid, right? But I like Porky actually, because Porky does. He doesn't have a problem with controversial opinions, so I like Porky. I mean, would I go on a live? I don't know. Would he go on a live with me? I don't know. I don't know. I'd consider it. Put it that way. Kiko Martinez, yeah. Kiko Martinez. He knocked out who's that guy, the Irish guy in a round, didn't he? Did he knock out Galahad or someone? Yeah, he keeps on coming back, man. Yeah, Kiko's good. Kiko. Frank and Vida has got that mice and men power, like a kid that dropped his eye slowly. Well, yeah, I underrated him. Oh, Sergio Martinez was Spanish. I thought he's Argentinian, right? I mean, I think he might have based himself out of Spain, but originally he's Argentinian, right? I mean, Argentina is one of those countries where actually they've got a lot of Germans, they've got a lot of Spaniards, and a lot of indigenous people, if you want to use that word, and a lot of Italians. A lot of Nicolino Loce was an amazing fighter of Italian descent, you know. Owen, Canelo's career is dodgy, yeah. Solid fight, but his career is sus, yeah, for sure, man. I don't catch the mainstream trying to say Mayweather vs Canelo was a draw before the Crawford fight. No, I mean, I actually thought, you know, they say, oh, Mayweather totally schooled Canelo. Well, he didn't. He beat him, but I don't think he schooled him. Sandor Martin, a decent Spanish fight. Yep, he's probably gonna, you know, get ripped off a bit. Maloney goes, based in Spain. Yeah. Sergio Martinez, he was an amazing athlete. Apparently, you know, he was incredible. He knocked out that Paul Williams. Poor guy's in a wheelchair now, but he sparked him. Yeah. Yeah, he was Argentinian. Martinez KO over there. I just talked about it. Yeah, Paul Williams in the second fight. The second round was brutal. Sounded a lot like a shotgun. Overhand left, quick and powerful. Yeah, Sergio Martinez. I think he's still fighting at age 45 or something. Did he have a fight recently? I'm gonna have a drink. This is all I've got. Bud Light. I don't really like it, and it makes you wee. But yeah, Paul. God bless Paul Williams. He unfortunately is in a wheelchair. I think it was a car accident or something. I'm not sure. Yep. Maravilla Martinez is definitely Argentinian, but I think he based himself out of Spain. He might still live there. We got proper Meso Mexicans in North Carolina in restaurants. They look like extras from Apocalypto. I mean, Mexicans had a lot of blood. I mean, you know, Canelo, I remember saying to a Mexican in London, a bartender, I go, you know, your best fighter is redhead. He goes, no, we don't have this in Mexico, mate. I could, look. Hadn't heard of Canelo because this was years ago. But, you know, there's conquistador blood. There's the native Indian blood, you know, there's so. Okay, so the fight's going to start. Primal Patricia, do you think Ben Shalom should line the back and let someone else with charisma be a mouthpiece for boxer at WCW wrestling at Eric Bischoff? That's a good point. But I don't think his ego would allow it. So it's not going to happen, right? Oh, Martinez had a good win over the underrated Kelly Pavlik. Kelly Pavlik was awesome. You're knocking out Jermaine Taylor. They called him the Ghost. And you know what? Why he was called the Ghost? Because he's white. Because when he was fighting, like, it's an inner city sport. So America, you know, didn't have that many white fighters after the 50s, right? And they pretended, the media, oh, he's called Kelly Pavlik because he's so hard to hit. What? Have you even watched him fight? He's a come forward banger. He was called the Ghost because he was white. But they always used to make fun of him, the black fighters. Yo, who's fighting the Ghost? And then they get beaten up by Kelly because Kelly was an awesome fighter. I think he had a bit of problems getting his drink on. Should be best submission historian on YT, but let's face things, when punches are concerned, and Mike Tyson, whatever, on the same night, KO, Lennox Lewis, Foreman, Ali, all of them in around. I wouldn't go that far. Okay, the fight's about to start. So we've got Nathaniel Collins. Now, Nathaniel Collins has come through a major operation. And I read a real nice interview. He came across as a real decent guy. He goes, I don't even rate myself. I don't even think I'm tough. Yeah. Bud Light only good in the pub. Yeah, Wetherspoons. You can get it for $1.99. Depends where you go. Okay. I suppose I should comment on the fight. So we've got Collins in the red and blue Scottish colours, you know. So he's Josh Taylor, a very underrated fighter as well, and who was not pushed enough. Why? Well, some people say because he was Scottish. If he was from London, he would have got pushed a lot more, or Manchester. But also because he was too based. Josh Taylor is too based. He shouldn't have moved up to face Hopkins. He should have stayed around middleweight. Yeah, and fought Arthur. Yeah, but I guess if the money's there. I mean, Hopkins is a difficult guy to fight. Dirty as well. Okay, let's have a look at this Nathaniel Collins. So that's Lorente. So he's light on his feet. Neither of them are really punchers. So we're probably in for a long fight. Oh, down goes Collins, but it's a slip, clearly. Yeah, he was called the Ghost in the Amateurs. He was hit often in the pros. His later nickname, the Express, was much more fitting nickname. Yeah, I think it's a racing, to be honest. They don't get to the bottom of the Josh Taylor Sonny beef. No, I didn't hear about it. I didn't. See, it's the kind of thing that Edwards would have talked about when he had his Twitter, but he suddenly stopped, didn't he? Because, what's his name? Tommy Rubenberg exposed him. And he just deleted his Twitter. You know. It's probably a good thing, right? He probably thought, yeah, I'm spending too much time on this nonsense. Like, the thing is about Sonny Edwards now, right? He's a manager. I think he's a trainer, maybe. And he's not a promoter, though, is he? But you know, he commentates on days on. He's got to watch out. He can't risk that position by doing controversial tweets. So he's done the right thing by stopping his Twitter. It was lame anyway. Any thoughts on the Golden Flake, Greg's first ever boozer with their own brewed lager, and Greg's inspired many? Well, it's just another case of big companies monopolizing the industries. Apparently, they've got a pub now, and they've got what's it called? A Sunday roast, which consists of a bunch of vegetables with a Greg's steak bake. I personally think Greg's is shit. So do I. I remember I was like, how did this get so big? They're just a sandwich shop that does rolls. There's this thing, right? They got a special tax break, right? Oh, this is quite a good fight. When they can sell their food not as hot food because it's under a certain temperature or something like that, and it means that they can avoid a tax. There's something weird going on there. So I need a Blade Light Cider. Are you from the country? Are you from country? Oh, again, Dayzone just dropped the vid. Hopkins is difficult to fight because he soaps himself up before. Yeah, Soapy Bernard. Apparently he used to, well, you can find it online. He used to cover himself in soap, and apparently, you know, people go, oh, he made a mistake. He got 10 years. And that can't be the only crime he did. He's a wrong'un. And apparently he used to, I don't know. The legend is, if you look online, like, it can't be proven that he used to like to grape other prisoners. He's a wrong'un. You remember when he said, he did get no stick for this. Kazakh, I'll never lose to a white boy. And then he got slapped up by Kazagi. He got slapped up by, who's the, Joe Smith Jr. knocked him out of the ring and out cold. And Hopkins after said, I was fine. I was ready to continue. You were knocked out the ring, blood, you bum. Cider's bad for you. There's a reason they call it gut rot. Gee, what's the science behind that? Has it got a lot of sugar in it, cider? So round 2, I'm not that interested in this fight. I would much rather watch the Willie Hutchinson fight. But I like this guy, Nathaniel Collins. And it's a big night of boxing in Scotland. And, you know, it's good to have You know, it's great to see big shows in Scotland and Wales and places that are not, you know, Manchester or Sheffield or London, you know. Fun fact, the term white was coined by Virginia, US, what you mean account, the state, by the mercantile trading companies in the 18th century to categorize Irish and African slaves. An intentional dialectic, hidden, interesting. Now, I'm from Kent, but not out in the sticks. Oh, we like cider, fair enough. Oh, hidden class warfare, yeah. They love to do that. They love to demonize people and weaponize words, you know, weaponize words. So, and they'll use them how they want. You can't say this, but you can say this, and you're encouraged to say this. Inclusivity, diversity, it is great, and most people don't even know what it means. But you can't say this word because that's evil and racist and blah blah blah. What will be the next big fight in Wales? Who are the? See, my memory sometimes goes. So who are the top Welsh fighters at the moment? What happened to Romeo, by the way? You remember that guy? He was brought up in the woods on a natural organic diet and all that, and he was flashy, but you could see he was never going to go anywhere, and he stopped boxing, so I think well done. I like red wine, but it wrecks me. Yeah, it makes you... the red wines, the tannins on that, doesn't it give you a bad hangover? So let's look at this fight. So this Lorente, you know, he's a good, decent boxer. He's awkward. He's throwing a lot of feints. Some people don't feint enough, right? Because it puts people off their stride. This Collins, he's clearly the aggressor. He's coming forward. I've never watched him fight before. I can't really judge how good he is. Without further ado, retro. My nephew was hospitalized at age 15 and told he had the insides of 65-year-old because he drank soda. Are you serious, bro? I'm so sorry, man. I hope he's okay now, brother. Wow, that's terrible, bro. I'd never heard that, man. Do you think Della Olmo gets Hopkins to soap up his utensils before he sticks them up his patio? Well, there's no one better, is there? There's no one better to choose than Soapy Bernard. Yeah, I got me bully. I got me prize bully. Yeah, bendy bully. He's not that bendy now. He's a bit stiff. Only drink 1 or 2 times a month. That's how you should do it. I take time off, but you know, the thing is, right? If you want to stay in, you need a nice partner. I don't even like that word, but boyfriend or girlfriend or whatnot, you know, and who doesn't want to get on it all the time, and you know, and only go out once in a while. Well, the top Welsh fighters I can think of is Joe Cordina and Lauren Price. Lauren Price, come on, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here, man. But Joe Cordina, yeah, Joe Cordina, good fighter. It's funny, a lot of these Welsh fighters, Enzo Macronelli, Kazagi, are mixed. I mean, Kazagi and Enzo were from part Italian or Sardinian in Kazagi's case. Cordina, I don't know. I think he's from Malta. His dad's from Malta, I think. Collins looks good. Yeah, I haven't been concentrating that much, but I like his movement. He changes, he changes levels. You know, he goes up and down. You know, he's not getting hit. You know, it's a bit of a chess match. You know, there's not a lot of clean work at this stage. The rare thinker. After watching you box on those clips, I bet the house you'd beat Sonny Edwards back here. Well, of course I would, man. Sonny Edwards can't even. I'm 15 stone and I can hit bloody hard. Bap! And Sonny's only 8 stone. Sonny can't even knock out other 8 stone guys. I mean, but I'm almost twice his size. You know, size is such a difference. Like I said, put Dave Allen against Mayweather. What happened? Dave Allen would batter Mayweather. You know? Yeah, Lauren Price. Come on, bro. Michael Johnson, America's 3 categories: Protestant, Catholic, and yeah. One problem there. The founding fathers were Gnostics, i.e. Gnostic magicians. Yeah, I mean, and the they were all from secret society, the ones that made the modern USA. Are you part Mexican, by the way? No, I've got no. Why do you ask? Do I look Mexican? B got the speed, yeah, the power, and the accuracy. That is in the 80s, like Baron Guigan used to have a twitch jab, like a fake. Yeah. It's a really useful tool, and people don't use it enough, you know. And the other thing, right? I actually seen this weirdly. I told you I saw the Smashing Machine, and I did a review of it. I thought it was disappointing, very poor actually. But this is something that I've known for ages. I've not used it, but like Baz Rutten plays himself, and he goes, you know what you do? When you hit to the body, don't look at the body, because as soon as you look down, people can see you're going to hit the body. So carry on looking up and boom, hitting the body. Or look down and then hit them in the head. And that's kind of a clever way, actually. You can fool people. So don't always look where you're going to hit. I met Joe Cordina in my hotel. Oh, how was he, bro? I'm at Daddy. Hey, Chubby and everyone. Forgot you were doing a live for this one. Thanks, bro. Yeah. I tell you what, Collins has got a good work rate. I'll give him that. Yeah. And he wants to hurt Lorente. You box Macon. Oh, that's a compliment, right? That's got to be a compliment, but thanks for that, bro. Right to MLB, what's that, the baseball or NFL? What are your thoughts on it? I find the NFL entertaining. Some people think it's all fake. Loads of videos on it. There are loads of things about, honestly, magnetic gloves and weird catches. And you know, the NFL legally is ranked the same as the WWE, which is a sports entertainment company, not a sports athletic company. So that's interesting. It is. The problem is with NFL is, you know, people see the helmets and all the padding, and they're like, oh, you know, oh, they're so protected. No, man, there's so much CTE that goes on in the NFL. It really chews up all these athletes, and it batters their body. It's like WWE. They batter their body. They get addicted to. There's loads and loads of documentaries on people getting addicted to steroids, to actually addicted to steroids, right? And getting addicted to painkillers. You know, it's a brutal sport. Joe Cordina was okay. He was nice as well. He was a lot shorter than I expected. Yeah, it's funny when you meet some guys, boxers, because you see them on TV and you don't realize that, you know, anyone below middleweight is a bit of a midget, to be honest. Do you think Black American box fans bitter about white Eastern European dominating a minute? Yeah, definitely. And not just that, Inoue gets loads of hate from what do they call it? What do they call it? The Lion's Den, you know, whatever they call it. Like, yeah, because, you know, for a period, boxing was dominated by Black Americans, and it's not the case now. So yeah. Be cool if I had a Telegram group for base banter. I've thought about that. I had a Discord thing, but I just haven't got the time. I answer every single one of my comments on my videos. Every single one of my comments. I even go back sometimes for stuff that's 3 years ago and answer that, because as I talk through my comments on my videos. So the wife said, "Are you making any videos?" What do you say? "Are you making no videos tonight?" Sounds like the line in The Young Ones when Neil says, "Do we have a video?" It sounds similar. Yeah. You remember, like, I still got that recording of Sonny Edwards trying to stitch me up. "They're making no videos tonight." And I had him by the balls, but I let him off because, and he apologized, and he gave me 80 quid. And I actually don't think he's a bad guy. And I'm not a vicious guy, and I'm a Christian, so we forgive, man. Are you watching UFC tonight? Oh, good striking matchup. Pereira and Ankalaev rematch. Oh, wow, I'd forgotten about that. I don't want to watch it live. I'll watch it tomorrow. Definitely. I bet you hate Merab since he's so boring. I quite like him. He's Armenian, right? I don't like the Dagestani school of UFC fighting, even though they're very good on, you know, your Hamzats and your whatever. I don't like. I like stand-up stuff. Also, they should have a rule in UFC, right? If you're laying on top of each other, and even though you might be in control, you're not doing any damage. Stand them up. America has been relevant in boxing for over a decade. I mean, we'll go that far, but certainly in heavyweight. Some middleweights I met are shorter than me. Yeah, I mean, a lot of them are 5'8". I mean, Canelo's 5'8", allegedly, but some people say he's 5'7". Yeah, they do hate Inoue. I don't know why they hate Inoue so much, man. Inoue is an exciting guy with good skills, and they should be enjoying that. You know, a lot of Black Americans got on it because they were so used to dominate for a long time, like 80 years. Well, it's not 80 years actually. It's after the 50s, you know, because basically it was very much a. I mean, obviously the eastern countries, the USSR and Cuba, they wouldn't allow their fighters to turn pro, so America dominated. All the big fights were in America. And the white Americans, and there's still, you know, loads of good white Americans in the 50s, but moved out of the cities. And boxing is an inner city sport, you know, like the hillbilly. If you move to the country, there's no boxing gyms, there's not enough people, you know. Boxing's not like, you know, football where everyone plays it, you know. You need a dense population to produce good boxers. There are exceptions, there are always exceptions, but when the white Americans moved out of the inner cities, then you stop getting good, you know, so many good white American fighters. But, you know, I mean, and now boxing is a proper global sport. Georgian. Oh, Merab's Georgian. Yeah, sorry. Not, I mean in Georgian. Yeah, thanks. Dixie, they're putting Crawford pound for pound above Usyk in the way. Yeah, I mean, Crawford's good. And he did well against Canelo, but Canelo was very disappointing and very pedestrian, and he can cut off the ring. Don't get me wrong, Crawford boxed very well, but he's obviously, you know, he's sponsored by Snack, for crying out loud. And you've got to give Usyk, you've got to put Usyk as number one. You just, you know, the skills, what he's done, the weight he's given away. The Young Ones episode is called Video Nasty. Oh, good one, man. I never really watched the Young Ones. I remember... was it Neil, the hole in my shoe? Referees need to more, but it seems like they're too scared to do it right. As that part of the rules to stand them out if inactive? Is it part of the rules? Well, they need to start to do that more. And Dana White must know. The problem with the UFC is the fights, a lot of the fights are not that interesting, right? Because of this lay down and octopus someone up and they'll go, oh, he's winning the fight because he's in control, but you're not doing no damage. You definitely should stand them up a lot more, and it would make it a way better thing for people to watch. And I think Dana White is aware of that. And there's no superstars. He should have made Aspinall a superstar, but for some reason he's in love with John Jones. Oh, LDBC, the Lions Den Boxing Club. Yeah, they're licking Deontay's butt. Yeah, I mean, it's just tragic. You know, listen, man. Everyone has some prejudices or likes. You know, of course you're going to be more attracted to what it's like. Oh, it doesn't matter where they're from or what color they are. I just shut up, man. Everyone is allowed to see the world as they want. It's their world too. It's their world too. You know, and you can. I don't have a problem. You know, with people. So if they're black and they want to support the black fighter, cool, that's fine. I got no problem with that, man. You know, just like a Japanese person is gonna support Inoue. Yeah, like Inoue is too small for me to actually. Yes, but there are some fighters. Ooh, Collins is getting hit. I haven't really commented a lot on it. I haven't really been watching it. Can someone tell me how they're reading this? What are we, round 5? It's a decent fight, to be honest. It is a decent fight, but again, I'm not that interested in it. Because they're small, and it's not a, you know, I mean, what we're saying about fighters being too small, like in a way, yeah, but there are some fighters like Prince Nazim or Brian McGuigan or Inoue who, yeah, they're too small to, I mean, they, you know, if you met them, you'd be like, these people are midgets, man. But there's some fighters that transcend being midgets, and Inoue is one of them. McGuigan was one of them. Prince Nazim was one of them. The punching power, the speed, the accuracy. A bad ref is about as useful as a heckler in a marital bed. Would you be confident in beating Inoue? What is he, a featherweight, 9 stone? I mean, I don't know. I don't think he could hurt me. No, I don't think he could hurt me. And he would feel my shots, but you'd have to get fit. You'd have to be fit. I mean, I often did wonder, you know, when you see a boxer, I used to think, oh, you know, these guys, okay, they're only a flyweight, but they could beat up any man. Well, no. Size makes such a big difference. I don't know. Probably not. He'd probably outbox and stuff. And I don't know, man. Scott's Worth. And make it way, if you lose a round, if you initiate wrestling so you can get into submissions but not win points, you shouldn't be given points just for controlling someone by grabbing them. Yeah, if you're not doing any damage to them, what are you getting points for? Oh, they've got octagon control. They definitely need to look at the rules. There's Josh Taylor, the base Josh Taylor. Yes, Josh, here you go, bro. That's up, brother. I like Josh Taylor. He's based. But yeah, I mean, if I was Dana White, and it's probably why he's moving into boxing because the UFC is not putting them in now because they're dominated by the Dagestan school of wrestling. You know, and there's no stars there. There used to be so many big American fighters, but where are they now? Where are your Chuck Liddell's, your Tito Ortiz, John Jones? Where are these guys? They aren't there, man. You know, Pereira. Well, yeah, you know, but Adesanya, yeah, but they would never bring in the same views as a top American guy. You know, because that's where the big money is. America, American pay-per-views, and this is why I think he's made a big mistake with Tom Aspinall. He could have a massive star there. Tom Aspinall is a puncher. He's got character. Yeah, they might find it hard to understand his accent, but he can speak English. He can bang. He's got a good chin. He's fighting Cyril Gahn, I think, in a couple of weeks or something. That Jimmy Trainer, when you meet that guy that trained you, looks like one of those pro boxers, coach. He's good. He's a very good trainer. Very good trainer. Should be the Batman Pasha. Yeah, Gerald McGregor. Big up to me, Australian fans. But yeah, Jack Johnson and Joe Louis, Sugar Robinson before the 50s. Yeah, I'm not saying it didn't exist, bro. I'm just saying that, like you know, anyway, it's a different era, man. Anyone who thinks Jack Johnson would have a chance against a modern heavyweight is nuts, or Joe Louis. As I said, Robinson would get beaten by Carl Froch. Be real. Some light heavyweights I've seen in person, either the same height as me, slightly shorter. I'm roughly 5'10". Yeah, I mean. Wow, sorry, these guys are slugging it out, man. This is a good fight. I'm just not paying any attention to it. I'd like to hear from anybody who's watching it what they think. Oh, the thing is with Collins, he's got no real power, but North Lorente, but they are going for it, man. They are going for it. This is a good fight. Collins getting hit, he is getting hit a lot, bro. Collins is 1-12. Okay. Jim McDonald, he's Phil Mitchell. It depends whether Phil's on crack or not. Yeah, A-double-B. What's up, bro? How you scoring it? I mean, I can't say because I haven't really watched it. Do you feel on Dana White's shows on Tuesdays, Canadian Series, encourages people to make entertaining fights so he won't sign them? Yeah, but, you know, he's stuck where he's got no superstars. Alone, he might nail Collins, yeah. Lorente hasn't got much power, though. It doesn't mean that, you know, you still had, he is getting caught a lot, Collins, actually. He's just like leaving his defense out there. This is actually a super fight. But I just don't care about it enough to watch it. These Europeans are insanely disciplined as well. Not these hood rats getting their drink and beating their baby mothers. Yeah, that's a good point, man. Now, I go off race. I sound like such a normal. I base it on many characteristics of likability. Who is more entertaining no matter? Yeah, that's fine. No. I didn't say race is the only character. Race or nationality isn't the only character. There's British boxers that I can't stand. And, you know, I like what you're saying about the likability. I really like a likable fighter with charisma and talent and who's got guts. Those are the fighters I like. I don't like no gay weather, boring, a hood rat, you know. I'll give Javante Davis. You talk about women beaters and hood rats. Javante Davis is a hood rat and a woman beater, but I will give it to him. He's exciting to watch. So, you know, I don't like him, but I'll watch him, you know. But yeah, I mean, there are many factors that come in. I mean, I sometimes even change who you like because they show you a different character of themselves and stuff. Who's winning, says Angel Vera. Angel, what's up, brother? I haven't watched it closely enough. I'm assuming Collins is edging it, but I don't know, man. The prelims in half an hour, might as well watch the card. Like, what, the UFC one? What, is it in Saudi or Dubai or somewhere? Yeah. Pretty even, says Sonya Blade, yeah. Aspinall is so boring and trash talk. He's too nice, entertaining when fighting. He's very entertaining when fighting. Yeah, I mean, you don't have to be a dickhead, you know, to be interesting. He's likable. And I think, but that's a good thing. You got to have all kinds of personality types. Aspinall is very likable, but he's also a super fighter and super exciting. Most of his fights end in the first round. Yeah. UFC's only helped us have an arrogant American. They need to find an American guy who can really fight. You know, John Jones, he was so liked by Dana White, and there's a lot of controversy around John Jones. He's a great fighter, but you know, I never really warmed to him. His personality is yeah. Sonny Edwards walked in Josh Taylor's change room thinking he was a man. But after that slap from Josh, he realized he was a boy. He was a mere boy. He got clapped. I mean, he was shocked, Sonny, as well. Yeah, I'd like to know the story behind that. Jack Johnson was so small. Well, also, he's rubbish. I mean, it's a different era. That's why you can't compare eras. I mean, you know. I believe the older fighters were very, very tough. Very tough. But they didn't have the skills, the nutrition, the PEDs, all this kind of stuff. I still can't believe Jack Johnson existed. Imagine being born in 1878. Jack Johnson was crap. I mean, what an old guys. They didn't have. It's like, you know, what you think, like, why is boxing any different from any other sports? Look at the sports you can completely analyze, like 100 meters, right? You can look how much they've improved. Why would boxing be any different? You know, look. I mean, imagine putting a 1920s football team against a modern football team. They would wax them like 30-0. He ain't got that vicious smack talk. We don't need it. I agree with you, Aspinall. I mean, listen, he's very likable. He's quite funny, and he's extremely exciting. I forgot about Nathaniel Collins. What are your thoughts on Phil Collins? There's some very dodgy videos out there, and some very weird stuff. You know, he said some very weird stuff on TV, so check it out. Turkey taking a dump on Dana's chest, no doubt. Unfortunately, Arsenal, the UFC have no real quality in the heavyweight division, no big fights. So he's fighting Cyril Gahn, who looked to have everything, but has disappointed. That's why, like, Usyk, put him in. Yeah, you've got to put Usyk at the top. Yeah, that should be Sonny slap videos on our top 5 YouTube videos. He goes, clap! I've used it in a couple of videos. I mean, actually, I felt a bit sorry for Sonny, because Josh Taylor, obviously, he's way bigger than Sonny, but he's hard, Josh Taylor. He's quite intimidating. He might only be, well, you know, his fighting weight is 140 pounds, but he probably walks around at 168 pounds, right? And you just look at Taylor, his eyes. You know, when he beat up what's that guy, O'Hara Davis, you know, he had viciousness in his eyes. What boxes do you think are different on and off camera? That's a very good question, and I have to think about it. There are many people that, like, have a persona, and I hear this about, they come across really arrogant, but actually in real life they're kind of nice. I don't know. I'd like to hear from people in the comments. Tell me, did that John Jones NFL brother die this? No, I didn't, man. Some people say sacrifice. Pereira is 2-1 to fight. Oh, really? Is at 5 a.m. Yeah, I mean, like, UFC has gone off my radar a bit. I'm not going to stay up for that, man. I'll watch it tomorrow. Funny as F rewatched it and shit like that. It is funny. Phil Collins said weird stuff. What can I say? Being a predator undercover, and looks. I didn't actually think he was see it. Unfortunately, yeah. Go ahead and do some research on it. It's some very weird stuff, man. We want some more Gad and Bunt videos. One of the most hilarious videos of all time. Okay, I need to stitch up some people. I need to give some grief to some people. I need to up my output as well. Yeah. Phil Collins was groomed by his mother, who ran at a child talent age. You know, when he got rinsed by women. There's this thing on This Is Your Life when he says something very odd and does a weird knowing wink. Have a look, man. I watched a Gad video 2 minutes. Thank you, man. He needs a new one, that wrong. The only boxer I wasn't a fan of was Florian Marco. He was okay boxer. I wasn't a fan of him personally, pushing every opponent at press conferences and weigh-ins. He's in prison now, didn't he? He got nicked. He had a lot of Albanian fans. A lot of Albanian fans. He was good, I think, an MMA fighter as well. I just never thought he was that good. He got beat by who was that guy who beat him? It wasn't Denzel Bentley. It was someone like that. Was Gad in the island? You think so, right? Is Hearn turning into Patrick Bateman? What? His mask of sanity, is it about to slip? Marco, yeah, he's locked up. That's right. Marco locked up. Sorry, what I missed. Sorry, I did a video on. Yeah. I used to get loads of views, actually, my Marco videos. because he's a big star in Albania. Oh, Chris Congo, that's it. Beat Marco. Yeah, Chris Congo, that's right. Which ad video? Hey, Boxing Classics HQ. The specific funny one. I hope he's talking about a Chill B video, but I need the new one. Gadvi's Deontay Wilder was funny when he stared him out. Yeah, that's good. The funny one as well. There's recently is Jay Opataya, and Gad is sitting there. You know, you've got it. He was pissed as well. You got the 3 H's. You're humble. You're hard hitting, and you're whatever. And Opataya just looks at him, going, "Who?" You look at the contempt, the disdain, the dislike in Opataya's eyes, and he's going, "What? Who is this mug?" You can barely look at him. It's one of the funniest videos, man. He's like looking at him like, "Who is this idiot? And why is he talking about boxing and licking my ass?" You know, like real people. You get some people that love being brown nose, but real people hate it and they can see it. Any more Otto Wallin videos coming up? Yeah, I'll never stay off Otto's neck. Yeah, Jai saw right through him. Yeah, Jai, that was funny. He could barely look at him. He had so much contempt in his eyes for the Gad. This is just this fight. Going back to the fight, the Collins Lorente. I mean, it's just like the work rate and the number of punches they're throwing, but neither of them can punch hard enough really to hurt the other. I'll say it this. Remember, you can always Super Shekel, Litecoin, Bitcoin. Buy me a coffee if you want. I'll say thank you to Sonia Blade for the £2. My boy Shane Bongos, my boy Kirsty Bongos, my lady Kirsty Bongos, Tinto Brass Balls in the house with a tenner, and of course my boy Shane. So thank you everybody. I hate the personality of all the Furies, apart from Peter Fury and Kelbrook and Gage H. Kelbrook's a weird one, man. I don't think he's a bad person, but there's something very creepy and unsettling about him. You know, he must be a pervert, man. Boxing is full of fraud. It's full of all kinds of frauds. I mean, look at why they give jobs to guys like Gad, who's never boxed, Charlie Parsons, people like that know nothing about boxing. Adam Smith, you know. Gad seems like one of those men who's only into boxing because he wants to admire and be dominated by masculine men. Yeah, that's pretty unpleasant. But you can see he's a pervert as well. You know, I mean, he's probably bought a VPN just so he can watch disgusting porn. You know, he's a wrong. Yes, rare figure. His favorite drink is a Mongo. They drink it in the Congo. Why did Tommy Fiore? Well, I don't think he makes enough money out of boxing. All right, you know, he's no good at boxing. Kirsty, yeah, what up? Enjoy your evening. I hope you enjoy your evening too with my man Shane. Sonica likes chicken and Mongo. They drink it in the Congo. That's an old school drink. Hugh Fury does seem like a decent guy. Says, am I dead? Yeah, actually, he does. He doesn't seem like the sharpest tool in the box, but he just wants a good stew to lay on his woman, yeah, and, you know, graft a bit. Peter Fury, the pretty bull, Sugar Shane Fury. Yeah, I like Sugar Shane. Actually, I don't mind Tyson. I mean, Tyson Fury can be a bit annoying because, unfortunately, he's been right. The old Tyson Fury was so based, right, and funny. But he had to change, otherwise he was going to get ruined. Unfortunately, Angel Vera. I think this will be a draw. Angel, where are you from, brother? Are you from Spain? I mean, they've got Collins winning quite clearly. And obviously, you'd imagine it being in Scotland that they will lean towards him. I haven't watched it enough to have an opinion on who's winning. He's too easy to hit, Collins, unfortunately. He's too easy to hit. And against someone who doesn't punch, it doesn't matter. Where did Charlie Parsons come from? He came out of nowhere. I don't know. He had some, what's it called? TikTok channel or something. I don't know. I mean, why would you give a 21-year-old from Cirencester, which is one of the poshest areas in the UK, who's never boxed, why would you give him a position on DAZN? It's nuts, man. Michael Maloney, the Scottish corner are panicking. Interesting. Michael knows his boxing. I always say that. So, Collins has awful defense. Yeah, that's what he's too easy to hit. And against a non-puncher, you might be able to get away with it. I mean, I'm sure he thinks, well, this is a main event. You know, this is a big show. I want to put on an impressive showing, and he might be being too aggressive. You know, but I've not watched him before. But he fights like a puncher, but he's not a puncher. It must kill him that he's not even the top performer in match. Who? Who are we talking about here? Parsons. Yeah. I mean, yeah, he like I said, he keeps on hitting me and he spent ages. He sent me like 50 messages. I said, listen, bro, stop stalking me, man. I'm family. Just piss off, you mug. I might expose him. I might do a video on him. But what's the point, man? He's a nobody. He's a kid as well. He's a kid. Oh, Hearn. Oh, you mean Hearn? He's not the top performer in match more. Hearn? Oh, darts. Yeah, darts is. But, I would say he's done a decent job, Eddie Hearn. I don't know. And what's going to happen? I haven't watched the series on Netflix. This is a close fight, Louis. So I hope that fight usually gets the decision there. I think so. Fury had some great interviews, on IFL doing leading up to the Vitaly Klitschko fight. I mean, Vladimir Klitschko fight. Yeah, I mean, he did some great stuff. Parsons has a YouTube channel with just over 5K subscribers. I mean, I've got no idea. It's got to be networking, because why would you give some kid that's never boxed, that doesn't know about boxing, whose eyes are too far apart? He suffers from hypertelorism, or whatever it's called, which is not an actual retardation, but it's when your eyes are really far apart, And he got so upset. Well, he get upset over nothing. He sent me like 50 messages, spamming me. He tried to call me as well. I was like, piss off, man. Go away. Grow a thick skin, you midget. Oh, he tried to call me, you're a coward. You won't show your face. I said, come and meet me. Come and meet me, you pussy-hole. Come and have a spar with me. Oh. Piss off, you muppet. What a clown. He's probably watching. Charlie, just grow a thick skin, blood. You're lucky to be where you are. You should be loving it, because you don't deserve it. You're a mug. So they got 87-84 to Collins, according to Carl Frampton's scorecard. I think he got his head trimmed, but yeah, I mean, he gets upset at nothing. All I did was I put a little comment. Oh, good shot by Lorente. Oh, good shot, Lorente. I mean, Collins is too easy to hit. This is not a way to box. Yeah, but he's a little kid and he gets upset over nothing, man. You got to have thick skin. If you're gonna have a channel and you're gonna be in a public eye, you got to grow a thick skin, blood. I gave him that advice, and all he did is, "Oh, you really made my day. You're such a loser and you're a coward." I was like, "Piss off, man. You're a mug. I'll knock you out." He checked me up, didn't he? Oh, come and see me at a show and see if you show the energy. I'll fucking fold you in half, you blood clot. Pussy-o. It's going to be one of them fights to go either way. Yeah, but because it's in Scotland, I can only assume they're going to give it to the Scottish fighter. I haven't been watching it closely enough to be able to score it, but I do get worried about how many clean shots Collins takes. Talking of Collins, Steve Collins Jr., Steve Collins' son, whose eyes are too close together, by the way. You can check him out. He boxed and got beat by nobody, but he's terrible. He was looking for a fight against Eubank. I mean, Eubank would absolutely destroy him. You can't sell that. And Alex Arthur's son, again, I thought it was too easy to hit, but he had some nice moves. Willie Lyman's son was on the bill. I only watched 5 seconds, so I can't tell you about it. Tony Maloney, aka Skins, posted on his Instagram about people worshipping him on his birthday. What the hell? He's such a pretentious, narcissistic weirdo. No wonder him and Gay Jay are so in love. Yeah, I told you. I spoke to someone who knew a member of his team, and he said Skins is Gay Jay's lover. I was like, well, I know that. I don't need to be told that. Anyone with eyes can see that. But yeah, he's very odd guy, Skins. Where did he get his money from? Well, I told you where he got it from. It's from Gay Jay, isn't it? Probably, when he fell out You know, they stopped talking to each other. He probably signed a non-disclosure agreement and got a few mil off KJ not to come out. He's probably threatening, I'm going to go to the papers. I'm going to go to the papers. KJ write him out a check for a few mil. And now he's got this like new age kind of thing, you know. And his dad's a charlatan. His dad charges something like 250 quid for an online like magical therapy session. Come on, get the fuck out of here. Remember Brooke vs Triple G, Frampton tweets Sky's commentary for being biased, and now he's doing the same on the comms. Well, unfortunately, even Barry Jones, you know. I watched Joe Bugner vs Frank Bruno, the fight, when Bugner did pretty well, actually. And throughout the entire fight, Jim Watt, who I always think would speak his mind, he's quit. McClellan's quit. He's quit. He's beaten the life out of him. But this was years before, and he's so pro Bruno that it's ridiculous, you know. Steve Collins' son is awful. Yeah, he's really poor, man. He's apparently chinned by lightweight. I mean, you know, good luck to him. I'm not hating on him, but his eyes are too close together. He'd probably have security around him, Charlie Puzzle, if he corrupt trouble. Of course he will. Or he'll get some, you know, big boxer to try and be intimidating. I'm not going to confront him. I don't give a shit about Charlie Parsons, man. But, you know, I gave him some good advice. I go, grow a thicker skin, yeah, and count your lucky stars, man, because you know nothing about boxing, and you're a bum and a midget, and your eyes are too wide apart. And, you know, he spam me like 50 messages in the evening when I'm with my family. I'm like, piss off, man. And he tried to call me. Like, I'm not. I'm talking to you, you bum. Oh, you're a coward. Okay, then come down, meet me, and spar me, and see what a coward I am. Pussy-hole. Anyway, I don't want to talk about him. Yeah, I don't want to give him some oxygen. I don't want to give him oxygen to losers. But, you know, he should be thanking his lucky stars. Did he block you? No, he didn't. He didn't block me, actually. I'll give him that. I think he blocked me on the old Twitter. He didn't block me because he likes to have access to be able to hit me up. So, you know, I don't hate him. I just think, you know, he's a little kid that's landed a gig he don't deserve. But Parsons is the human version of the sloth. Yes, eyes are like this far apart. Like I said, it's called hyper. I'll find you the exact phrase. I don't even want to give him too much oxygen. Eyes too wide apart. So, it's called orbital hypertelorism. Orbital hypertelorism, where the eye sockets are abnormally far apart due to a defect in prenatal facial development. So his mother was probably on the crack pipe. If I was in that position, I would just rage bait boxing fans. Well, you know. What you got to do is learn to ignore and just don't engage. I mean, Michael Malone, I think Lorente is winning. I mean, he just too easy to hit, Collins. He's taking a lot of shots, but it's round 11, so I don't think he's going to stop him. Yeah, I mean, why have the guy that knows nothing about boxing who's a hyperactive 20-year-old bum? When Frampton slagged Fury off, Big R John started him, that was funny. No, he didn't slag Fury off. I think he was saying that Tommy Fury would lose to Jake Paul, and he was right. And Big John Fury came out with I think Shane was there and a couple of other guys from his crew and started trying to intimidate him. Hey, I'm not talking to you no more. You said me son Tommy will get beaten by Jake Paul. Jake Paul is nothing but a YouTube. Well, Jake Paul did beat him. Actually, no, he didn't. Sorry, excuse me. I take that back. Tommy Fury did win. Sorry. Tommy Fury did win. Sorry, he did win on points. I apologize. But, you know, I don't know. Jake Paul did drop Tommy Fury. Comedy knows a monger. Lorente is winning his later rounds. Yeah, it looks like it. John Fury can't control his emotions. Yeah. He's a bully and a coward. But he's a big lump. He's a big lump, but he's useless as a boxer. Big bum Fury always starts on the smallest person in the room. He's a proper coward and bully, exactly. And he claims he had under. Can you imagine lying? in this day and age when it's so easy to put out 100 fights on the hard road, 100 knockouts. Come on, man. Come on, man. He had one bare knuckle fight and you were getting a slap and then you tore someone's eye out. What a disgusting thing to do. Some people can't take criticism. Well, if you're in the public eye, you've got to get used to it, right? That's part of the deal. When Tyson Fury starts singing depression and he thinks of inspecting Charlie Parsons as Corey and he laughs and cheers up a bit. Yeah, I think Charlie's probably got a bigger Corey than Adam Smith, though. When he's doing the BKFC side, yeah, I've just been low on energy and looking after stuff. But yeah, I definitely want to do a bare knuckle. It's not just BKFC. There's two competing organizations. BKB, bare knuckle boxing, which fights in a triangle. Lucas Brown fights in that. I think that's where, isn't that where Tyler Goodjohn is going to fight Paulie Malignaggi? I think it's 5-3s for them. And then there's BKFC, which is 5-2s, which is where DeGale fought, which is Conor McGregor and Feldman's promotion. Was it that? Yeah, I thought it was Frampton beef as well when Fury lost to Usyk first. Yeah, you might be right. It's funny when Darren Till got the better of John Fury. You haven't been seen since Usyk bladder Tyson. Darren Till's quite funny. I quite like his eyes too close together, but he's not a bad boxer for an MMA guy. He's a decent enough boxer. They're talking about him and Carl Froch. I can't see Carl Froch coming back because he's too much work on his face. He has loads of plastic surgery and you know. His nose, he doesn't want to risk his nose. He looks in great shape, Froch, still, and he's 48. You know, I don't think he's a drinker or drug abuser. I think he's a swinger. He's a swinger. Didn't John Fury get banned from America? Well, yeah, but was that because of his criminal record? I think. Criminal record, or was it for his links to DK? I don't know. And a bare knuckle fight for underground, apparently, that no one else except him can. I mean, yeah, what bullshit, man! He's such a liar. He's such a liar. Okay, we've got last minute of the 12th round, and then you know, they're just sitting toe to toe. I mean, it's been a good fight. The problem is that neither can punch. Neither can punch. And this does not look good for Collins' future. You know, Josh Taylor said he's the future of Scottish boxing, but there's got to be someone better in Scotland. Willie Hutchinson. I like Willie Hutchinson. Yeah, I'm not sure. Keep the stream going for the BKFC Mike Perry fight afterwards. Oh yeah, Mike Perry's. Yeah, but that's US, isn't it? That's US. I mean, that won't be until 5 a.m, right? Isn't it in the US? I'll have a look, right? I'm going to close the stream down and I'll look about maybe opening another one. But Frampton's got Collins 3 up. I disagree. Yeah, well, Frampton is obviously... Collins is exhausted. I mean, they both got a lot of heart and throwing so many punches. But as I said, I haven't watched it, but Lorente thinks he's got it. Collins thinks he's got it. I'm going to drain the lizard and then come back. Michael... what do you have it in rounds? Michael Maloney, what do you have it in rounds? Did anyone watch the fight, the full fight? Because I didn't. I've been talking to the fans. Yeah, I forgot about Mike Perry. So, but it's pay-per-view. I mean, obviously, I'm not paying to view that, but it's pay-per-view on DAZN. But it's going to be, I'm going to have to watch it tomorrow. I can't stay up till 5 a.m. It's only 5 2-minute rounds. Jeremy Stevens is a UFC fighter, right? Ex-UFC fighter. So's Perry. And apparently there's been a lot of beef. But like I said, if BKFC really, really want to get massive, all they've got to do is get Conor McGregor to fight. And to fight anyone. To fight Perry would be a good idea. What did you think, Gerard, of DeGale's BKFC performance? I did it live and he was awful. Terrible. Embarrassing. He seems really punch drunk. He did not like it. I did it live and I said he just doesn't like this. He would just throw a wild shot, trying to knock out the other guy, Floyd, with one shot and then just grab. He was terrible. And he said, I'm not going to do this again. He didn't like it. It's amazing to me how many boxers have different bare knuckles to boxing, you know. It's all about toughness. and you know, violence, and you know, you could hold and hit, and it's not, you know, it's what, 5 2-minute rounds BKFC, so you just got to go in there, and it hurts. It hurts. You see people's face change when they get hit, boom, with a clean shot. It's definitely the toughest sport if it comes to pure toughness. Darren Till was hilarious when at pressing hands. Yeah, Darren Till's quite funny. I like him, man. The nose insurance. He's give Frotch an extra $1 million on his purse. Yeah, I can't see it happening. The nose insurance, yeah. I wish I'd have nose insurance. Yeah, some funny shit there. What age is Collins, though? He could get better. I need to work on defense. I'm not sure. Okay, so what are they showing? So they're promoting Ward Levy's Parker, which is an excellent fight, and I'm really looking forward to it. But there's no way I'm paying $24.95 for that fight because the undercard is whack. There's not even any heavyweights on the undercard. Come on, man. 24. Come on, man. Get out of here, man. I didn't score it, says Michael. Okay, close fight. Yeah, definitely. Laugh when Fox said, hey, used to tell him he was going to hit on the beak and punch him his beak before sparring. Yeah, they were in the England team together, weren't they? He looked scared in that to go. Yeah, he did not like it. I mean, that Matty Floyd, his skills should be basic compared to Gale, but he's a lot younger. Might be a draw. Let's see. I think Lorente will nick it. Let's have a look. Okay, it looks like a split decision. I can't hear, but one card seems to have gone to Collins. One seems to go to Lorente, so it's on the final card. They'll give it to Collins, surely. This happens a lot now, split decision, don't it? It's a draw. It's a draw. Well done. Who called it a draw? Michael Maloney called it a draw. Who else called it a draw? I think Sonica called it a draw. Well, a draw it is. A draw it is. You know, Lorente is happy with that. I'm glad there was, you know, I'm assuming the judges were quite fair. Split draw. Tony Maloney. I smashed the bird from Morecambe a couple of months back. I asked her about Fury. She's just started talking about how he has all these slurpers following him around. Well, that's the problem with celebrity culture. You just get these slurpers. Fair decision. Yeah, I'm glad it's fair. You know, I don't think Collins is going anywhere. And people say, oh, he can work on his defense. Well, maybe, but he has to do a lot of work. A lot of work. Okay, what's the time? 10:46. I might get my drink on. It's been a decent live. Thank you so much. As always, we have to say thank you to anyone who's given love. Sonia, Shane, Kirsty Bongos, Tinto Brass Balls with the tenor, and my boy Shane. Yeah, thank you so much, guys. You know, we've got Alan Makhmudov next week. Now that is something I'm looking forward to it. Stay for the BKFC. What is it? When is the next live stream? I'm going to do one next week on Thursday, and then I'll do one for the Alan Makhmudov. So you want me to stay for the BKFC? I just want to have a look, right? Okay, we'll get rid of this boxing. So, as the BKFC started, I mean, it's in America, I assume, right? So, I mean, it's the prelims. They start at 11, the prelims. I don't know. You know, by the time Perry fights, it's going to be like, you know, 5 a.m., man. So I'm gonna stop for now. Mike Perry's at 12. Nah. That's just the card, I reckon. So the card starts at 11 p.m. UK time, and that's the prelims. And even those you've got to pay for. Obviously, we can always find different ways, but I can't believe. He's in Newark. It's in Newark. That's New Jersey. So that's East Coast. So maybe it'll be like 3 a.m. by the time. I can't stay up to that, Yeah. I'm not going to stay on, unfortunately. I'll watch it tomorrow. And I will start a bare knuckle channel because bare knuckle is very exciting. Yeah, I think that's right. Perry will be on at about 4 a.m. And there'll be loads of fights before. Yeah, F that, man. There ain't no way. I'm not a youngster. The Thurman fight, I didn't even know Thurman was fighting. So let me have a look. So what's the UFC card? Who's on the UFC card? I'm going to have a look, see who's on the UFC card. So we got, okay, Magomed Ankalaev. So he's one of those Dagestani guys against Pereira. Mirab against Corey Sanhagen. Jiri Prochazka against Khalid Roundtree. That would be a good fight. Jiri's always good fun, right? Let's look at what's on BKFC. See if there's any names apart from. There must be some decent fights there, right? I wrote Oh, hang on. There we go. The main card. Perry Stevens. Oh, there's a female fight. Come on, man. Actually, the female bare knuckle is actually quite entertaining. I can't see anybody I recognize. I can't see anyone I recognize apart from Perry and Stevens. They're showing some free fights, actually. A heavyweight fight. They're always like crazy, man. But I don't see any. There's no names I recognize, so Pereira fight be good. So I don't know, man. I think the problem is that I hope Pereira wins it because he's exciting, But I he's gonna get taken down and laid on. Thurman's fighting. Who's he fighting? Rematch in the spring. Rematch for what, bro? Angel Vera. I won. Oh, you went for the draw, did you? Yeah. Well, if you did, if you put some money on, well done. Must be Thurman Fundor. I don't know. Let's have a look, man. I mean, Keith Thurman, he's past it now, right? He's past it. I quite liked him. You see, he's a likable guy. He's one of those guys, like people. Oh, he's fighting Fundora. I totally forgot. I totally forgot about that. He is fighting Fundora. Well, I didn't know that. Fundora is vulnerable. There's only 4 fights on the bill. It's on Amazon Prime, but it's pay-per-view Amazon Prime. So, yeah, McGregor. We need McGregor. The BKFC will go whoop. McGregor fighting Perry on BKFC. Suddenly, it's going to get loads of headlines. Thurman's good trash talk. He's fun. I find him quite likable. Yeah. The big debate with him and Porter's funny. I can't remember that. Maloney, Thurman looked good in the last fight. Did he fight Brock Jarvis? Brock Jarvis is an Aussie guy. He's a big puncher, but he's very hittable. When was the last time Thurman fought? I can tell you. Give me a second. I'll tell you. Right, I'm going to stop in 5 minutes. Keith Thurman. Yeah, Brock Jarvis. He killed him in Australia in 3 rounds. I think he got. Did he get dropped, Thurman, or have I got it wrong? I might have had that wrong, actually. But Brock Jarvis is that puncher, but he moved up in loads of weight, but he's very vulnerable. Yeah, he did look good, but against a very vulnerable opponent. Thurman's last fight was in Oz. Yeah, it was indeed. Yeah, McGregor's was found with blood in his coke string. Yeah, that's good. I like that. All right, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it. I mean, it was a decent fight, but it didn't mean much. And I think we realized Nathaniel Collins is not the man to take Scottish boxing forward. Willie Hutchinson, though, was interesting. And some people liked the look of Alex Arthur Jr. I thought he was too hittable, but, it's early days for him. Collins seemed fruity. Anyone think I didn't hear him, but yeah. Later. Yeah, thanks very much, everyone. Take care. Remember to like and blah blah blah, all that kind of thing. Thanks for everyone who gave the cash money. Take care. We'll see you soon. I'll try and get some more videos out. Right? Yeah. I do want to on Thursday next week. I've got a special guest, a very good guest. Hopefully, finalized. And then obviously the Alan Mahmoudov fight. So take care, guys. Enjoy your night. Peace in the Middle East.